waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lure you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls.
Ahoy and welcome everybody. Welcome to Horizon's Call, the longest 5e campaign, longest campaign in general that we've run here on Sword and Key. Welcome. We've been off for a week, so let's see if we remember how to do this. I'm Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. I am your GM for this game. Horizon's Call, if you were just joining us for the first time, great. Love to have you. Season 4, episode 23 is the perfect entry point, in my firm opinion. In the middle of combat, why not? Horizon's Call is our nautical campaign, although I say that as they are in the elemental plane of fire right now. We'll get to recaps here shortly. I do want to say that I am joined as always by these very lovely people who will have introduced themselves and say a little bit more about their characters and all that here momentarily. But before that, I do want to shout out a couple of things. First of all, if you enjoy the game that we put on here, you can show your appreciation monetarily through Pally. Pally.gg is a wonderful tool that we use that individually distributes anything that you are generous and willing enough to part with as a tip to our lovely cast and crew, all of whom are the same people you see before you right here. So if you tip $5, it gets split 5 ways, all based on shares on how much we all do, and we all do a lot. Also, this game is a Sword and Key game. If you want to find all of Sword and Key's stuff, you can go to beacons.ai/Sword and Key and find links to our socials, our affiliate ships if you're looking to get some discounts and also some cool stuffs, our podcast stuff, just everything. It's all neat, nice, one place. Definitely check it out. All that said, let's go ahead and go around. Mare, if you don't mind starting us out. You are muted, bud. There we go.
Hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and I play your amazing centaur, star druid, soul knife rogue, Acacia, who is not liking the plane of fire, but it's better than drowning in the ocean or getting eaten by a sea serpent. Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that is a fair assessment. Next up, we have Viva.
Hi. Hello. It's me, Eva. Already in the voice, I guess. My pronouns are she, her, as are Winnie's. Winnie is an alchemical, sea elf, alchemist, a little bit of a bard. She's trying. She's like, you know, the beginning band kid that, like, is playing the trumpet and it kind of sucks, but, you know, you want to encourage them. Maybe they'll get there someday.
I'm sure they will.
She can give out inspiration.
What's Winnie's goal as a bard?
Find a lich skull, probably. That seems to be the on vogue trend at the moment.
People say there's no crossover between my games.
I was gonna say something about being swallowed by sea serpents for Acacia, but
well, that's that. Nobody got swallowed in Humblewood, so we tried. Yeah, swallowed. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I did throw the biggest sea monster at them, which is only a CR6, by the way. Like, you all have it a lot rougher over here. Okay, they're doing just fine. Next up we have Mikyl.
Rougher indeed. Hey fam, I'm Mikyl. I play Proximus. He, him pronouns also. Your Triton, Shadow Sorcerer, and Homebrew Horizon's Call, Oath of the Guardian Paladin.
And a special thank you to Mikyl, as always, for the character art that you see on screen, as well as the art you see on our promos, not only for this game, but a number of games, now including Zenith, a lot of our previous games, Humblewood as well. I also will appreciate the pun rougher since Mykyl's also playing Scooby-Doo in one of our delayed games that's coming up here soon. But last but absolutely not least, we have Kaila.
Hi, hello, my name is Kaila, she, her pronouns. I play our Siren Storm Sorcerer Scarlett Shores, who also uses she, her pronouns, and just wanted to go fishing in the Sea of Fire.
Well, you hooked something, you know? It was a plot hook. Okay. Thinking of these wonderful. No, it was a good one. It was a good joke. It's a disadvantage, all of you. Thank you as always to these lovely people for spending their time on Saturday with me, and all of the hecticness that is me remembering that I needed to prep for this like 5 minutes before it actually happens. We are in the middle of combat, but I'm not doing the recap this week. I believe, Mary, you have it. So the floor is yours. Take it away when you're ready.
Hello, I am doing the recap, and yet I was not prepared for the recap, so I crowdsourced. But the long and short of it is, last session on Horizon's Call, we ended up in the Plane of Fire and are on our way to do something, bring the dwarves to turn them into the Azer. And we all just kind of did our own thing. Acacia read some books. Proximus read a leaflet on the Nalos. It's not even a full book, it's just a leaflet. Proximus and Scarlett, or Scarlett and Marcus, I don't remember who, they tried to go fishing. It did not work out well. And Winnie made new friends, mostly the imp. One friend made a friend in the crow's nest. I think you gave him honey, which he really appreciated. But the big thing is that we learned from this lesson is you don't distract the people on lookout, because now we're being attacked by salamanders.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Please enjoy your point of inspiration here. Okay, so let me double check here, because unfortunately I did lose in the 2 weeks, and who would have guessed? I even told myself, I was like, there's no way I'm going to lose this. I was so confident in that moment, and yet now here we are in the present, and past Derek did not do me any favors. But I did lose my turn order, so if you are watching these back-to-back, brave, I appreciate it, but brave. But the turn order might not be exactly the same, because I also need the fire elemental in there somewhere, but I think that's going after.
You don't like they could step back. They could just like peace out.
They can go swimming in the lava.
They gotta do something.
They could.
Okay, is that like swimming in skin for a fire elemental? Think about it. I don't need.
No, because it's fire versus lava.
I
it's two different things.
I guess that's true. That's like swimming in blood, then, right? Is that
no.
It is not necessarily a sea of lava. It is a sea of fire. It does specify specifically.
Oh, okay.
It is fire. I'm not going to say lava is not in there, but I think like there's layers to it, right? Anywho,
that's for them to work out in therapy, not our problem.
Yes, because lava would also indicate that there's a level of rock to the plane of fire, and this is where I have a big issue with the plane systems, where it's like I've watched a video where it's like technically there shouldn't be islands in the plane of water because it's supposed to be all water. There's not supposed to be sky. It's literally supposed to be like a big bubble that is water, but then there's also borders to it, and it's just, I don't know, wibbly wobbly magic. Timey-wimey bullshit. It doesn't. It is wibbly wobbly.
That iteration of the plane of water, though. It's terrifying.
I like that too. Well, it also indicates that like there's always like an amorphous kind of light, like an ambient light that's all around. There's no water pressure, but that also means there's no sandy bottom, and I think that negates. Like it has like floating something, but also there's constructs that are in there, but also they're set in stuff, but it's not supposed to be Earth because that's only for the plane of Earth. It's very contradictory, and I feel like you have to accept that like the planes all mishmash with each other, that you get a little bit of chocolate in your peanut butter regardless of where you go, and that's just, it has to be the way it works. Otherwise you have the city of brass. I'm sorry, brass isn't fucking fire, so what's it made of? Listen, that's just,
they can import stuff.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, right?
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a perfect example.
but you got to be able to stand on something. So what's the City of Brass on? It has to be on something solid. It can't be, it has to be, anyway.
Otherwise, you'll fall for anything.
I suspend disbelief and do what I want.
Exactly. That's the thing. You get a little bit of earth and air regardless of where you go. I like the concept that there's islands, because then also means that, like, if you want to be an endless pirate forever, you go to the elemental plane of water. Any hoozles. Let's put on some combat music and jump back into it as you all are defending the Obsidian Queen, which is captained by Marcus's father, and a Efreet, as well as his crew of what do they call him? John, not Jin, but John. So salamanders have come over the top of the deck, and there is also a salamander monarch that has made it on top of the deck, which is larger than all the others as well. Let's go ahead and let's try this. We'll see if he wants to play. Yeah, why not? All right. So with top of the order, we have Acacia. So Acacia, you do have a number of baned salamanders that are in front of you. They're the 3 that are directly in front of you, not the monarch. And then there is also a slowed one that is next to Tiffany the Tentacle there as well.
Love
so
Tiffany the
and there is a fire elemental behind you that is kind of playing, I guess, like, it's going around the, I don't know if that's a game. I don't know. It's chasing Winnie.
Okay, so I just gotta double check my my 10-foot radius sphere.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 20-foot sphere.
Correct.
So do you see what I have posted right here, right now?
I do, yeah. So that's 15.
Yeah, I have 15. I think I can move, if I move it back a little, targeting this roll 20 sucks,
Sure.
but I can center it on all of those people without hitting myself, basically.
Yes, I think if you move back just a little bit, you'd avoid yourself. Yes.
So I'm going to hit all. Can I hit this last one over here? Hold on. Anyway, okay. This is where I'm going to center it. I think I clip all of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Wither and Bloom at 5th level. Oh, sorry. At the top of my turn, I do change the little constellation on my cutie mark, because I can do that at the start of my turn for free, to change it into the chalice, which will give me extra hit points when someone heals. So I'm going to cast Wither and Bloom. That is going to be at 5th level. That is going to be a DC 17 con save.
Okay. Let's pull up. Let's get the right tabs here. That's not it. Elemental.
So it's going to be
salamanders. Just be somewhere. There we go. Okay. So con save. Let's do the regular salamanders first. Maybe. They have a +2 constitution. Okay. That is a 7 on the die, so that is only a 9. And then the salamander monarch has a +4. The monarch got a, what is that? That is a 15 + 2, so that is a 17. Okay. So I believe the monarch succeeds, the lessers fail.
Yes. So if they failed, they take 26 necrotic damage and half that on a successful save.
Okay, so 13 on a success.
In addition, one creature of my choice in that area, it's going to be me. Actually, no, so I probably would have hit myself. I would have hit myself, and I would get, I can spend a number of unspent hit dice to regain hit points. Okay. Equal to the roll plus my spellcasting modifier. And since I have the cutie mark changed, I'm also going to get a couple extra hit points from that.
You got it. Okay.
I'm just trying to see if I can do any bonus action stuff. Sorry, usually I'm so prepared, but...
You're fine.
Spellcasting, wild shape, druid circle, star map. Nope, I think that is it.
Okay. You did take out the one to your northeast. The one directly ahead of you is looking pretty rough. The one a little bit behind the one you took out, looking incredibly rough.
Good.
But that one's like you see like the flame almost flickering on the spine of that thing. It's very Cyndaquil Typhlosion kind of like, it's like a flame mohawk coming off the back of it. Everybody played Pokemon Gold and Silver, right? Okay, so with that, we are to Scarlett and Marcus, and technically Tiffany the Tentacle. Well, that felt good to say. It is all y'all's turns.
I would like to good old Eldritch Blast. The two I can see that are still, they look like they're probably just coming up and still in the water, and then the one that is engaged with Marcus.
You got it. Go for it.
I gotta find all my d20s. Don't throw all your dice in one container, kids, without organizing them. This is what
It's our
happens.
G.I. Joe moment. The more you know.
The more you know. Wow. Wish I could roll like that all the time. 29, 27,
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, absolutely.
1d10 for damage. That's 5 points to 1.
Okay.
8 points. And 2 points.
5, 8, 2. All right. 5, 8, and 2. Alrighty. Are you just having Marcus, why don't we go ahead and do Tiffany while I pull up Marcus's sheet? If there's anything Tiffany would like to do, and otherwise we can have Marcus do his hack and slash here momentarily.
Yeah, I would like Tiffany to boop the one that's to her left.
Okay.
Oh, what is that roll? Tiffany, where are you?
Oh, Tiffany.
Oh, Tiffany, where are you? For real though, where is your attack? I believe it's just a straight roll. Oh, that's a 3, so Tiffany ain't hitting nothing.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Marcus has no other creatures within 5 feet of him, so that is going to give him his sneak attack. So he is going to take his attack against this the salamander right here. And then I think he's going to use his fancy footwork to get the fuck away from this thing, since that's another thing swashbucklers can do. So let's see. He has his vicious scimitar, +7 to hit. That is a 17, which actually I believe does hit. I should pay attention to how much. It does hit. Okay, good. So that's going to be... Oh, what do you have for all of your sneak attack is 5d6 plus... Okay, so it'll be 66. All right, so 27 points of damage, and actually that is going to take this one out. It only had 25 hit points. Is there anything fancy you want Marcus to do, Kaila?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then, without any fanciness whatsoever, he cuts through this thing, looks up at you, and goes... he's like surrounded by all these like flaming snaky bodies, and he's kind of like trying to not to step in them. He's like, I think I'm going to come back upstairs with you. Actually, it's getting slimy down here.
A lot of dead salamanders.
So he is going to hop skip his way back up the stairs there in the little railing to you. With that, it is the salamander's turns. We have a couple of them that are going to climb the railing and come after Scarlett and Marcus here. Let's see. This one is... I think this one is going to climb up here and see if it can maybe get around the side here. This one's also going to climb up. We'll say that one gets right there. And then another one just about right there. And climbing over the many dead bodies of its comrades. We'll put one right there with Tiffany. Okay, so that's going to be attack on Scarlett, Marcus, and Acacia. I don't think they have anything ranged, but I will double check here. They do have a spear, so that actually might be, let's see. That's going to be a melee to Scarlett, Marcus, and Acacia, and then 3 ranged towards Proximus. Actually, I'm going to say a range towards Acacia as well. So let's go one by one here. For Scarlett, this attack is going to be it's going to be a spear and tail attack at you. The first one is an 8 plus 7, so that's only a 15. And the other one is a dirty 20 to hit. I think both hit. Yeah, okay.
Both hit. I have 17.
Yeah. Let's see. So the spear is 2 hands. Okay. So that's just going to be 2d8. My kingdom for a d8. There we go. My other kingdom for another d8. There we go. Okay. Ooh, that's double 8s. Okay. So 20 points of piercing damage and let's see, that is only 3 points because you still have your potion of fire resistance. So 3 points of fire damage. The tail attack. Let's see. 6. Tail attack is going to be 7 points of bludgeoning damage and 4 points of fire damage, and you are currently grappled. You are restrained until you can break through on your next turn. This one's gonna take its attacks on Marcus now. So Marcus does have a slightly improved AC, so he has an AC of 16 now. So let's see. Salamander got a dirty 20 on its spear and a 26 on its tail attack. So Marcus is going to take damage for all that as well. So let's see here. Okay, so only 6 points of piercing damage and it's only 7 points of damage from the spear, and then for 2, so only 12 points total. But Marcus is now also restrained. So there we go. There's damage to that. Okay, next up we have Acacia. So Acacia, this is going to be a melee attack and a thrown spear attack at you, and a tail attack. The other one can't really necessarily reach you with its tail. So let's see here.
I think this one was the one that has Bane. One of the ones that have Bane, right?
The one right in front of you has Bane, so this will be a disadvantage with the one right in front of you.
It's a minus D4.
Oh, it's minus D4. Thank you. I forgot what that was. Okay. Do you want to roll that D4 for me?
Sure, I can do that. 2.
Okay. So that got a 9 plus 7, so 16. It's only a 14 with the spear attack.
Which will not do it.
Yeah, let's do the other spear attack real quick here. This one's just going to be a straight roll. That is a 16 plus 7. So the one spear attack will hit, but let's do the tail with a minus 2 to that. That's a 15. So again, I don't think the tail's going to hit. So only a thrown spear attack, which,
will hit me.
Yes.
Okay.
But let's see, reach 5, yeah, hit, piercing. I think you only take the one, because you're not going to take the two-handed damage with that. So that's only, yeah. Okay, so 8 plus 1, so just 9 points of damage in total. That's including it's 1 point of fire damage and 8 points of piercing damage.
Thank you.
That's it for your turn, or for its turns on you, rather. And then let's go ahead and do 3 spear attacks at Proximus. So, Proxy, that is, that's a 26, I think. This is a 19 on the die. That's not going to hit. That's not going to hit. So only 1 spear attack. And again, that's just 5 and 2. So 7 points of damage, 2 from the fire, 5 from the spear. Okay. That is it from the Salamander's turns. And now, Proximus, it is your turn.
Okay. So he's going to take the spear in the shoulder, spin around, use 2 sorcery points, and you hear Shadow Guardian, 12th form, piercing current, and he's going to lightning bolt, dexterity saving throw 18, and you can see right here it's 100 in a straight line. Luckily, Derek put a straight line on these serpentine things, and bloop, I'll do that.
Oh, I'm sorry, what was the saving throw?
18 dexterity.
18. Dexterity. Okay. Let's see. +4 dex for the Monarch. So that's a 17 for the Monarch. The regulars have a +2, and that's only a 12 for them.
10 d6.
That's full damage for everybody, right?
Yeah, that's full damage for. Oh, wow, that's
very nice.
I don't think that ever happens. I'll take it. Go play the lotto. 6, 12, 24. 29, 33, 37 points of damage on that lightning damage. And then
very nice.
He's going to move 40 feet up to the closest salamander and take 2 swipes. Right there. And let's see here. Oh, that's a natural 20. And 16 plus. So that's 28 to hit on the second hit.
Yeah, that absolutely hits.
So I'm going to use a Divine Smite. At 5th level will give me 5d8, I think is max, right? Is that right?
You can do double damage or double the dice.
Okay. Do I even know how to play this game? So let's do just the slashing damage right now.
Okay.
8. So 15, 30 points of damage on 1 hit.
Okay. It has 7 hit points left. If you're going to do any more.
Yeah, then I won't use the Divine Smite.
And I think this might be the first time we've actually got super into melee with them since you've run up to them. So you're going to take 10 points of fire damage.
Wow, fire damage.
Yeah.
Is that half because the resistance?
That is. So you only take 5. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah, you can see like Proximus is like steaming.
Mm-hmm.
And the second hit is 12 points of damage.
Okay. That is enough to take this one out. Okay.
Yeah.
And
soften him up.
you will take Another 5 points. That is halved of fire damage for that. All right. Anything else for your turn?
That is it.
Cool. Next up, let's see. We have the Monarch. So, not the one from... I can't think of the show. Not the Hardy Boys. It's the other ones. The parody of that. Anyway, it's on Adult Swim. You should watch it. It's funny.
Something Brothers.
Venture Brothers.
Venture Brothers.
Venture.
Sorry, that
Thank
took me
you.
a
Thank you.
long minute.
I could see
Yeah,
that.
no, we all got there,
yes.
and it wasn't worth it. It wasn't.
It really was.
Let's see here. Okay, so okay, I'm doing a couple of things here. Proximus, you also, I believe, have your heat metal on you.
Yeah. Oh man,
yes.
nuts.
Let's make sure I have that. I have so many pins or so many tabs, and never the ones that I actually need. Thank you, Mitch, for that advantage. Let's see here. Let's do metal. I don't want the 2024 rules. They're garbage. Actually, I haven't even read them yet, but I don't like what I've read. Okay, we're going to take 2d8, and that'll be halved for you. So, Proximus, that is only going to be 5 additional points. I keep rolling 10s and just different variations. That was on d8s, that wasn't on d6s. So, another 5 points of fire damage from that. And let's see, he did conjure the elemental. Let's see. Let's see where you all are in relation to the Monarch here. Where's my ruler? There it is. So that's 20. Winnie's 30. Proximus is 45. Okay, probably not. Okay. I'm going to say the Monarch is going to move itself over its dead comrade about right here-ish. Up on the stairs. And at that point, it is going to use its immolating crest. So, Centimeter Monarch causes a crest to flare with brilliant radiance, illuminating everything within 30 feet of it with a blue or green light. Each creature in that area, so that'll be Acacia, Winnie, Proximus, maybe Jeffrey. Let's see if Jeffrey falls into that. Yes, Jeffrey and a couple of salamanders will have to do a DC 17 dexterity saving throw. On a fail, we're going to take some damage. On a success, you're going to take half that damage and not catch on fire. And yeah, cool. That's where we're
DC
at.
17.
DC 17 dexterity saving throw, please.
If I do not make this, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed.
Weenie didn't. Weenie got a 10.
I'm gonna use my inspiration because I rolled a 3 on the die.
Oh, I'm actually gonna use a reroll. That's smart.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a dirty 20.
I got a 17 on the dot.
Oh my god, I got a 6 this time.
Little
But I
Jeffrey
have a
got
plus-
a dirty 22.
Remember how many group advantages we have?
Well, no. I'm gonna use my wheel ability to add a d6 to it.
Ooh.
Minimum I can get is 1, so I'll pass. So.
Oops.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So it is 8d6. So I'm just going to use the dice roller for this. That is 40 damage if you failed the save, and 20. Well, let's have this for you because it is fire damage. So it is 20 if you failed, 10 if you saved.
Okay. Are we on? Is this persistent? Like, are we gonna have to roll, or is it just?
You are now on fire. So if you failed the save, you are on fire. You will stay on fire until you take an action to douse yourself, or someone douses you for you.
Can I get a reminder? I remember this being a thing with like tieflings and stacking resistances. If if I get resistance from 2 different sources, I can.
I don't know how that works actually. I've not seen that happen before. What I'm going to rule, and I don't know that this is official or not. I'll Google it here momentarily. But what I'm going to say is, if you have a resistance, 2 resistances don't make an immunity.
Oh, that's fine. I'm talking about double resistance. Half of a half.
Half of a half.
So if full goes down to 50%, and then if you half that again, you take 25.
Sure, I'm fine with that.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I know I'm not expecting immunity. So in that case, as a reaction, I'm going to cast Absorb Elements.
Okay.
Which will give me resistance until the start of my next turn. So I'm going to take 5 fire damage.
Okay.
And then there's some extra stuff that, but I don't plan on getting into a melee attack. But it basically absorbs into my staff, and my staff's on fire for a little bit, but not burning.
See, druids are cool.
Druids are really cool. Yeah. I'm glad I prepared Absorb Elements.
I think I did, but that's neither here nor there.
If you did, you should cast it, Eva.
Oh, I did actually. Shit, I thought I. Is it too late?
That is it for the Salamander's turn, or the Salamander Monarch's turn. So he is going to hand it off to the Fire Elemental, which is going to maneuver its way to the on fire Winnie here. And it is going to make an attack. Winnie, you watch as this fiery fist begins to form, all of this kind of like spinning inferno around its hand as it comes to pummel down at you where you're already burning. You can feel like the concoctions in your little vials like boiling. However, its punch does not land, as it is caught with a literal fire meets fire situation, and the elemental that Scarlett summoned from her necklace jumps in to catch that attack, negating it. So you do have 2 fire elementals right next to you.
But so cute.
Little icon.
Oh,
I love them.
That's the friendly one. That's how that's how you know. That's how you know that's the
Zoom
friendly
in
one.
just a little bit so the audience can see how cute it is.
Okay, let's. That's a good
Here,
point.
I can. I wonder if I can.
I got it. I got it.
Oh, it's there.
This is
Okay.
the smoothest Zoom I've ever done. You're welcome.
Look at it.
Look how happy! A little campfire. Little buddy.
See, Canva's great. Canva's such a good tool. So, what I'm going to say is that the fire elementals.
What a good boy.
Will be engaged with one another. And I'm also going to say that Winnie, at least for you, the fire elemental will use its additional help action to absorb the fire off of you, taking that immolation away, so you're no longer on fire. Okay, that is it for that. So Winnie, it is now your turn.
Okay. Oh, I was not muted. Cool. I'm sorry if
Also,
I clapped.
did little Jeffrey get taken out with the attack?
No, he's a tank.
Okay, well, who let that
happen? He had 27. He's down to 17. It says he has 12 temporary hit points. I think that is a lie, so I didn't count that. I think that was from another fight.
I don't think Jeffrey has fire resistance, to be fair, so he should be down to 7.
Wait, why? He's saved.
He did save, so half of the total damage. The total damage was 40, so he would have taken 20 damage.
Oh.
You all had fire resistance, which is why I have that
right.
again.
I'm so sorry. I thought you said okay.
I was having it for all of you. I forgot about Jeffrey. Also, if Tiffany would have taken any damage, she would have.
Okay.
I don't know if Tiffany can take
Current
damage.
hit points is 7. You are correct.
She's a spectral tentacle.
Okay.
She's spectral. I don't think Tiffany doesn't care.
Oh my god. Oh no. Wait, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Hang on. Thank you so much, the all-seeing star. I got really nervous thinking it was a black spot. But thank you.
What did we get? Unless we're under the impression that we
Do I have to
misunderstood
do
that a black
Casey
spot
Kasem accent now? Like,
is
what is
accidentally a black spot.
I'm gonna say Shadow. If that was you, you can name a ship. I think 50 is good to name a ship. I've been meaning to put that out there anyway. So
Did we?
If it's
get
not Shadow,
crits?
just DM.
Yeah,
It just says
yeah.
thank you for telling a great story.
Aw.
very nice. That's very nice.
This is not me
Appreciate you.
deflecting from my turn, for the record. That would be very funny if it was just
Overruled.
me.
We see Pally GG
In chat, yeah.
in chat, and it just
Mitch,
we all jump scare.
I love you. Some of us are bad at math. So
Derek said it was not a black spot, so we
Yes.
put the black spot back on.
yes, you are not mistaken. It did say 0 at the start, though. Winnie is going to do like the whistle, right? Where like you get your pinkies in the corner of your mouth and like
Yeah,
whistle.
that one.
Yeah,
The dad
I
whistle?
I can't do it. I'm not a
yeah.
dad. Also, my mic is like right there. So yeah, that's better than I've ever done.
As far as I can get.
So Michael's getting there. I mean, was that Michael? Or is that Mare?
That was
Oh,
me.
no, that was better.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
like,
Mare is getting there. Mare has that dad energy. I saw Michael taking the hood off. And
I also saw that.
energy.
It was very confusing. Anything Michael does visually today is just blowing my mind, even though it's just like living.
just being a person, being
yeah,
himself.
just
So-
changing my hood up because I got bad hair day.
Winnie doesn't fail. Like, you don't hear spluttering, you don't hear anything. You probably aren't paying attention because we're in the middle of a giant fight. And it appears nothing happens. I don't know what I just rolled. Well, okay.
I'm so confused by what's happening.
I know.
What are you doing?
Glad I'm not
Eva?
the only
No one notices. It looks like nothing happens. I don't know what I just rolled. What are you doing?
I clicked on cast so that it used my spell slot and then it rolled damage, which I guess
Okay.
I guess I'm keeping.
What did you cast?
I cast Derek, I need the token I asked you for last week. 2 weeks
Oh,
ago.
yeah. Let's see if I
Yeah.
actually made that. If not, I will, because I can't remember if we agreed on one, and then I forgot.
I think it
so-
was just the collar. I'm
Oh,
sorry, I
that
thought
one.
you
Yes,
made it.
that one does exist. That absolutely does. Let me
Good.
see if I can
Did you say a collar?
find it. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
You're pretty
that's-
little
that
head about
makes
it.
it
That's
sound
right? Okay.
so much more dubious.
There it is. Okay. One moment here. One moment. What size category is it?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think it's just
Shadow.
medium. It
Medium?
doesn't
Okay.
say. It's probably.
It's just like it's supposed to be an invisible version of the same thing, right?
Yeah. So
okay.
small.
Then that's medium. No,
Okay.
medium.
Okay.
Yeah. Medium because if you ever need to think of how big this particular creature is, just remember that halflings can ride them.
Is it a dog?
But just also remember that Smokey was a lot bigger than we all presumed.
Right. Yeah.
Well, so
All
little
right.
Jeffrey turns out to also be bigger than any of us could have imagined.
Yeah,
Well,
but he's
that's-
technically
Keeps
supposed
getting
to be,
bigger.
I know.
Like, canonically,
Alright.
he's supposed to be like tiny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will blow
He
up
is
this
a
icon just
toddler
so you all can
size
see it
now.
real quick here.
Thank you. And just
Um,
anywhere
So this is a
anywhere
invisible
near
dog.
me that it is Mordenkainen's faithful hound is what I just summoned.
Why is he so
Who
big?
is invisible to everybody but
Right.
me.
Right.
Do we see
So
the collar?
we figured just a
Nope.
collar was going to be
Um,
just adequate. Where do you want this little fella to be?
probably next to me and the friendly elemental. Yeah,
Bark.
perfect. I also love that if
Where do you want your
anything
little fella?
approaches me without saying the right word, like it's just gonna start barking and just be very confusing. Okay. Sorry that took forever. I am presumably, I have been all over the ship, right? I would like to move here with my bonus action, my Boots of the Winding Path to teleport me so that I can avoid,
Okay.
the
Getting shanked.
retribution attack.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell it's called. I'm new here.
Yeah, the
little-
retribution attack. That's what it's called.
Little
Attack of
Jeffries.
opportunity?
Thank you. I've never played D. This is my first time.
Oh my
It's
god,
going
you're doing
super
so
well.
great.
I got a doggy, and my little shark man. I would like his action to just be.
He was just in it for the toys.
I'm just in it for. I'm just collecting. Yeah, like Pokemon. I'm just gonna have him pat himself out and like put out his flames if that's okay.
Jeffrey's.
Yeah.
Jeffrey was not on fire because he saved. I believe you were the only one that didn't save.
I rolled a dirty 20.
Oh, well, you said a number before that. Okay.
I did.
Never
and
mind.
then I
You weren't
used
on
an
fire, then it
advantage.
was-
Okay.
Okay. All right.
It was flavor to
I
take
have
the
a
flames
whole
from-
thing to manage here, so
No, that's fair.
help me out.
I thought I got rid of that content warning. It's fine. And I think little Jeffrey can't do anything else.
I mean, there is
Proximus, are you okay? Are you?
there's this one if you wanted him to attack it.
He has 7 hit points and he's a baby.
He has a ranged attack.
He can't. That was his action. Was putting himself out.
Again, he did not fail, so he did not have to put himself
Shit,
out.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yes, he will attack. Again, I'm new
And the
here.
one next to him is baned and has 7 hit points.
Oh yeah.
I'm just
Yes.
Just
yes.
saying.
just teeing it up for you.
17.
Yeah, 17 is exactly what you need.
And a. I love how I have his dice just out all the time. 3, 4 is 7.
Exactly 7. Okay, Jeffrey takes another life.
Adds a notch to his non-existent belt.
Yeah, no,
Easy boy.
he's notching into himself like a Mr. Zaz character. He's just
I will be terrified how many actual notches he has, and as it continues to grow.
Oh, that's gonna be canon art soon.
yeah. No, when Anique takes
That's
you
just a
all to hell,
Layer. That's literally just a layer, guys.
Hey
yeah.
mom,
got
can you
that.
make a notch in my back?
Yeah.
The last murder.
Yeah, when Anique takes you all to hell, you're gonna find Jeffrey has a lot of souls that are like just
Just
like
lined up.
that he sent there. Yeah, the river Styx that looks across at him is going to be just teeming. Okay, is that it for your turn, Winnie?
Yes, dear God. Thank you.
Okay. All right. There's no god here. It's only me and Acacia. It's your turn.
Can you ping who looks the worst for me, please?
Yeah, the one that's directly in front of you, actually, I believe, is the worst off. Yes.
And who else? I need 2 people.
The other one, the 2 that are kind of like right next to the Sovereign right there, the 2 regular salamanders, are definitely the worst off. The 2 that are next to Scarlett and Marcus are pretty fresh from the Sea of Fire, and I think you're really down to just those 5 combatants.
How's the big boy look?
Big Boy's still looking half decent. The Monarch has some chunky hit points, and you haven't attacked him as much as the little ones, but he's down to double digits. I'll tell you that.
Cool. I'm going to cast one of my guiding bolts, please,
Okay.
at the big boy. Where's the spell? Guiding bolts. That is
Actually, I'm sorry.
going-
There's 2 that I missed. There's the slowed one. There's the 2 that are right next to Tiffany as well. So I apologize. This is not the
Still,
best.
guiding bolt is going to be a dirty 20 on the big boy.
Ooh.
Okay. That'll hit.
And then that's going to be a total of 12 damage.
Okay.
Oh, and at the start of my turn, I put my cutie mark, because I'm just going to keep calling it my cutie mark because I cannot remember
Please
what's
do.
actually supposed to be called.
Please do.
I changed that back to archer.
Okay.
So essentially, it as a bonus action, I'm going to make another ranged spell attack on that guy, and since he was hit with a guiding bolt, I have advantage on the attack.
You sure do.
So I'm going to do that. That is going to be a 16 plus 9.
Okay, so a 17 to hit. A 17 is exactly the AC.
16 plus 9
Oh,
to
16 plus 9. I absolutely misheard you. Yeah, no, that absolutely hits. It has 17 AC.
hit. I thought so. So that's going to be 2d8 plus 4 radiant damage. That's 13 radiant damage.
13 radiant damage. Okay. Yeah, we're not here for the math, folks. 16.
That's what D&D Beyond is for.
Honestly. Okay.
And I think that's
Looking-
it.
Yeah. Definitely. It takes a real big hit there. This one, I mean, they have these serpentine bodies, these that are like, that all culminate up to this humanoid kind of form where the snake's head would be. These like mohawks of flame that go down their backs, these very serpentine faces, these, you know, clawed hands. This one's trying to direct combat. It's calling out in this dialect of Ignan that even if you spoke, it still seemed broken and almost like it was combined with another language. But like this pigeon kind of language. But as it takes this blast, it like arcs back a little bit and almost falls back to the deck before it could kind of wind itself back up, and is kind of looking around at the massacre of its raiding party now. Awesome. Scarlett, it is your turn. You are restrained. It is a DC 14, either dexterity or strength to break free.
We're
So you
gonna
can
use
do,
because I get advantage on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can do acrobatics or athletics if you like.
Yeah. Let's see. Do acrobatics 18 plus 3, 21.
Yes, you have absolutely wiggled free.
I'm slippery.
Marcus is able to wiggle free as well.
Bless.
So you've got the 2 in front of the 2 of you, and then technically 3 that are probably within reach of Tiffany.
What do I want to do? Can I do a good old shocking grasp on the one that is in front? One of the ones that's in front of me.
For sure.
That's an 18.
18 absolutely hits.
Bless. $19 points of damage.
Okay. And you were going to take 4 points of damage.
Fair.
Okay. What is that?
And then Tiffany will go for one that is in front of her. That is an 11.
11 does not hit.
Didn't think so.
Okay. Marcus will take his slashes. Let's see. Technically, I don't think he's going to get sneak attack on this one because well, no, the other one isn't within 5 feet, so I guess he would get sneak attack. So, let's see here. Let's see how he rolls. Oh no, that is 5 plus 7. That is not going to hit. So, Marcus unfortunately does not hit with his. Yeah, he only gets 1 attack per action. So, Marcus misses with his blade. He is going to disengage for his bonus action, but will still stand there.
Can I just shoot him a look that just says, like, the fuck?
Oh, I'm sorry. Not everyone can be a what, you know, whatever. And he's still going to take half damage, so he's only going to take 1 point of fire damage from that. And with that, we are to the salamander's turns. So, let's take a look here. So we have the two in front of Scarlett Marcus. They will do their normal attacks. These two are going to try to gang up on Winnie here. Let's see. Move around right there. And then let's see. I'm going to have the big ol'. Well, no, that's the Monarch. The Monarch will move on his turn separately. Let's see. Let's move this one around to Acacia. So they'll try to wrap around you all here and kind of pin you against this area of the deck. So that's going to be... One of them is still baned. However, they all do get advantage when they are within 30 feet of the Monarch. And I believe that is all of them. So that's going to be 1 attack per Scarlett and Marcus, 2 attacks, 1 enemy per Scarlett and Marcus, and then 2 enemies for Acacia, 2 enemies for Winnie. So let's get to it.
This is when you hear that disembodied barking, I think.
Bark, bark, bark.
Enemy! Intruder!
Bad, bad!
Woof, woof.
Where's my actual dog barking at raccoons when you need it? Okay, so for Scarlet, it's only a 14 with the spear. The tail is only a 13, so both of those are going to miss. For Marcus, that's going to hit, and that's not. So that'll be 1 spear attack for Marcus. Let's do the damage for that real quick here. That's just, let's see, 2d8 plus 4, and then 6. So Marcus is going to take 17 piercing damage and 3 fire damage, so 20 points of damage in total. Actually, I'm sorry, that should have been at disadvantage. Let's because he disengaged. So it still hits. Okay, unfortunately. It'll be 20 points of damage to him then. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and do Acacia's attacks. So this will be a spear and tail attack to Acacia times 2. So 2 spear, 2 tails, and then 2 spear, 2 tails to Winnie. So Acacia, the first one is
Which one do you want me to roll Bane for? The D4?
This will be the first one, so if you want to roll Bane for this one.
It is a -3.
Okay. So that's a 21 hits. That'd be an 18. What's your AC? Your AC
21.
21. Okay. So let's try this again. Nope. And 15 or okay. And then the other one is a dirty 20. So then -3, 17, and that will not hit there. Okay. This next one is going to also roll with advantage without that. So that's 17. That's a 22. Okay. So you will take a tail attack. That is just going to be 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And then 4 points of fire damage. And you are currently restrained. Grappled and restrained.
So 12 was the 4 with resistance or no?
With the resistance, yeah, it was 8 on the die. So
14.
Mm-hmm.
Can it restrain me as the same size category?
So I've mentioned this in the last game, which I was watching the VOD, which is what reminded me. It says it doesn't list a restriction. It doesn't list a restriction on size. It just says target is grappled, until its grapple ends, target's restrained, salamander can automatically hit the target with its tail, and the salamander can't make tail attacks against other targets. So it's one of those things that I'm going to say, as the same size category, it should be able to grapple you. If something was huge, I think that might be a little ridiculous, especially Gargantua, that might be a little ridiculous, but it is weird that it doesn't mention it.
So I'm imagining it's like wrapped around my torso.
Yeah, no, it's like an
The
anaconda wrapped around a horse. Like it is absolutely like it is a large-sized snake person that is trying to wrap around your horse body and also like, you know, use its arms to try to pin your arms down as you are also, you know, coming into contact with it. So as it grapples you, you are also going to take 2 additional points of fire damage. Okay, now Winnie. Let's see. Nope, that was a 5 and a 1 on the die. I don't think either of those are going to hit Winnie. That one will... Winnie, your AC 19. Okay. We're going to get 1 spear attack, 1 tail attack, respectively, from these gentlemen here. So the spear attack is going to
Wait, did one succeed?
Both of them succeeded on 1 attack.
Okay. Oh, which sounds worse? The tail attack is what restrained Acacia?
Yes.
Okay, no, I don't want that. Winnie is going to while it's lashing out with its tail, easily opening her up for the spear attack, she's going to say, hey, I think your mother is a pile of ashes and you're not very nice. And I don't know, throw a rock at it, and use silvery barbs to distract the tail attacking creature. So it needs to roll a d20 and use the lower roll.
Okay. Okay, well, at least the spear attack. Let's do that real quick.
Yeah.
The spear
Hit
attack
me.
is going to be 20 points of damage in total.
Yeah, it hurts.
That's 2 points of fire damage, everything else from the spear. Let's go ahead, and it was a
To be clear,
15 on the...
Probably
yes.
doesn't understand me, but when he's just like...
Does it need to?
No.
Okay.
When he's just
It was a
gesticulating.
15 on the die, and it does have a +7 to hit, so...
Okay.
I need to get an 11 or lower. And that is a 17, so I'm still going to take the 15. It sounds like, right?
Yeah, you take the lower roll.
Okay. So with that, you are still getting tail attacked. And the tail attack is going to be 5 points of bludgeoning, 3 points of fire, so 8 points in total. And you are also now grappled with an additional...
How much damage was that total? Sorry.
It was 8 points in total.
Okay.
You're grappled, and an additional 5. So
I think I still
13 points.
Okay. I think I still, even though it still succeeds, I can still take advantage on my next attack roll or ability check or whatever.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
Silvery Barbs is one of those. Let's read it real quick.
Yeah, because it just says you can then choose. It has to take the lower roll, but I parlay it into encouragement for another creature.
Yeah, magically distract, uncertainty, encouragement, triggering. Once roll a d20, then choose a different creature. Has advantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. It makes within 1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still distracted. It just the distraction.
A lot burlier than I am, so.
Yeah. Okay, so that is it for the salamanders' turns. With that, it is Proximus' turn.
Wow, that is a lot
That is a lot.
going on. I am going to use the last of my sorcery points. And you hear Shadow Guardian, 12th form, Piercing Current once again. With the once again, of course. And he's going to cast Lightning Bolt from here. 100 feet. I should get 1, 2, 3 of them. DC 18.
Okay.
Dexterity. Sorry. I can word.
4. So it was an 18 on the die for the Monarch. So a 22 in total. The Salamander's got an 11 on the die with a +2, so that's only 13. So the Monarch succeeds, the regular Salamanders fail. So it looks like you'll get just about 3 Salamanders and the Monarch. Well, 2 of them, right? Because we're not hitting Acacia.
Right. Yeah. $28. 28 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
and
So the
then
Bane
a
Bolt
half
had 22.
for... Okay.
Okay, so only 14 for the Monarch.
Right.
All right.
And how rough is the Monarch looking?
Let's see here. Let me do this math real quick. That's...
Well, I mean, you don't have to give me the number. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna move up to it and take 2 swipes.
I would say on a scale of 0 to 161, it's looking about a 49.
I remember season 1 you did that also, and I probably laughed
it's
the
a good
exact
joke.
same way. Like, it always works on
I'm
me.
sorry. Remind me one more time what the damage on the lightning bolt was. It was 28.
28.
Okay. Okay. So that's. So I think that's just fine. Yeah.
Where'd my D10s go?
Okay.
Oh, they're there. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to take 2 swipes at the Monarch.
Okay.
Oh, that's not... Don't roll D10s for your attack roll. That's stupid.
Nah, you're not gonna hit too well.
That is a 22 on one.
That hits.
And a 27 on the second.
Okay, both will hit, and you are going to take 18 points of fire damage.
Is that halved?
That is halved.
Okay. Ooh, I'm looking rough, y'all. Not gonna stop me. Okay, the 2 hits. That is 8 plus 15. 23 points of slashing damage. He's going to use 4th level Divine Smite on both of them.
Okay.
Yeah. That 16, 20, 26 points of radiant damage, and then the second one is...
That's exactly how many hit points it had left.
Oh.
Exactly 26 after that last attack. So, do you want to tell me how you take out the Salamander Monarch?
After the lightning, he like zooms up. Like, I feel like he would be like casting the lightning as he's coming down with his glaive for 2 swipes, one being with the radiant. So you just see a radiant flash as he goes into the face and just tries to slice all the way through the half of the serpent, the salamander.
And just like the way that you're steaming, it's almost like as you slice through, like the blood ignites when it hits the air around you, and you just see like flame emitting from this thing, just this spurt of flame out of its mouth as the arcing mohawk like fin down its back just kind of spurts and then extinguishes, and it just slaps the ground with this slimy kind of plop. And
Very
the mark has
anime-ish.
been filled. Yes. Anything else for your turn?
That is it, I think. Yeah.
Hi. The fire elementals continue to kind of just like spurn in this like
Oh, I have a
fiery
question.
inferno. Please.
Does my armor stop?
Yes,
Burning.
the heat metal is
Now that
no
they're
longer
dead.
in effect. So you watch as your armor, like glowing bright red, like that kind of like heated metal look, just begins to kind of like simmer and calm and come back to its normal form. Although you do see a little bit of pucks here and there where it was essentially so heated that it became oxygenated, and the mithril began to almost bubble in certain parts. Okay, the fire elemental, as far as I'm aware, sticks around, but I'm going to double check that as well. So next up we have Winnie.
Yes, I would like my good, sweet new friend, Bowie, if anyone is wondering, would like to try and bite, this is dope. Would like to try and bite, the one that is grappling me, I guess.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I was a little distracted with checking on the rules there. Did you say its name is Bowie?
Yeah.
Wackadoo. All right. Yeah. Sure. It'll bite that.
It says the start of each of my turns, so I figure like this is before I try and get out of anything. Okay. I guess it. Oh, my spellcasting ability modifier. God, I know what I'm doing. 16 plus 21?
21 hits.
Not 16 plus 21.
Right.
21 damage, please, and thank you.
21 damage.
It's 48.
Okay.
And it can't be hurt.
It can't be hurt.
Uh-uh.
And it does 28 damage.
Uh-huh.
I don't like this spell. Okay. This creature had 27 hit points, so none of you can see, but an invisible dog runs up and tears this thing's throat out. So, Acacia, as you kind of look over maybe to check in on Winnie and see how she's doing, you would watch as completely untouched this salamander's throat is torn out and just spurting flaming blood out of it. It falls back, and Winnie just turns and shrugs, maybe? I don't know. Like, that's...
Is it a physical dog?
It's a phantom watchdog.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I was like, can I feel this with my blind sight? But I guess not. I don't think so.
I don't actually know if Proximus could see it, because it says invisible to all
Yeah.
creatures except... And it's not capital I invisible, but it can see into the ethereal plane and ignore illusions. I feel like Proximus could probably see it. If he's...
Probably.
A silhouette.
You see a good dog.
Good boy.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean.
It's happy. I feel like it's a little eldritch, but that's fine.
Good dog is a good dog.
Good dog is a good dog.
4d8 piercing damage. Jesus.
Oh, and I
Christ.
didn't add my proficiency bonus. Well, that's fine. And he hangs out for 8 hours, so. I love him, Your Honor.
Oh, he's perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so. Proximus looks like shit. That's my understanding, right?
Yep.
Okay.
No arguments there.
Okay. In which case, little Jeffrey is gonna, I guess, come and slap you for 17.
Oh, nice.
Like, he tries to do the, like, attaboy, like, shoulder pat, but, like, he's just a little dude who's a little damaged, so. But
I
he
give him like a fist bump.
yeah, he doesn't hit you in the face this time. He's learning.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Okay. This other one I don't like. So I would like to, oh, I have advantage on attacks though. I would like to cast Dissonant Whispers. Which, flavor-wise, we've said comes from Little Jeffrey. I know mechanically that doesn't work, so it has to come from me, but, like, whatever. It's a wisdom saving throw for this, the one next to me by the pillar.
Okay, wisdom saving throw. Let's
16.
see here. Plus 0 wisdom. Got a 14 on the die.
I love how I said I had advantage on attacks, and then I used something that... It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
And I guess I should probably say that I had upcast it. It's fine. We'll never know. What? 21 damage.
This one
Psychic, if it matters. Probably not.
does not for this one. All right, so 21. Okay. Cool. Anything else for your turn?
No. I think I'm going to stay where I am. I now have 2 minions.
You do?
So keeping track of that is tricky.
Banana.
Oh no. If Proximus still looks terrible, I will send a healing word in his direction. Unless anyone looks worse, I should probably have asked that. You two.
I mean, you can only tell what you can tell, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, Acacia's like right next to me, so I don't know what level this is, but 13 healing word.
Give it to Proximus.
Yeah.
Just
I will message. I will message him in Zoom so that I just typed Zoom, and then that is it for my turn. Thank you very much, and good night.
Okay. We'll do one more roundish here. So, Acacia, it is your turn. You do have the one left in front of you there that is looking really rough, and then kind of sort of the one that's next to Winnie there, which you could reasonably reach depending on what you're doing.
Is that the one that's grappling me?
The one that's grappling you, yes, is the one that's left there, which is, even as it's like, you can feel it like straining to breathe as it's still kind of holding on to you.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to cast Wither and Bloom right in on top of us. How's Winnie looking for hit points?
Winnie's fine.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to cast Wither. I'm going to change my cutie mark to the chalice at the start of my turn for reaction. And then I'm going to cast Wither and Bloom at 3rd level on top of us. So DC 17 con saving throw.
Okay. Failed that.
Oh, I love that. That's music to my ears.
8 on the die with only a +2. Yep.
So it's going to take... Oh, sorry. Those are... Don't roll D8. Roll D6s. It's going to take 5, 6, 7, 8 necrotic damage.
Okay.
That is it. And then I get to roll some hit dice. That's about it.
Okay. It has 1 hit point left. Is there anything that you can do with a bonus action and anything else that you might have in your horsey repertoire?
If you'll let me attack with my hoofs as a bonus action, that's probably the most I can do.
I will make a devil's bargain with you. I will let you attack with hooves if the fire damage you take from a physical attack is not reduced in any way.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll give myself the hit points when I'm done.
Cool.
But I will, rear up and just... God, that's a terrifying image. A horse rearing in front of you to hit you with its hooves.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm big.
You're big. You have the corpse of one of this thing's companions still draped over your back. You're launching up as like you're about to kick this flaming creature with a spear,
28.
and just like the jaw drops. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to take 10 points of fire damage from it as this thing just like the force of it leaves like a fiery silhouette as it just the concussion kind of comes back, and you take that flame a little bit to the face there, but this thing just gets absolutely knocked back to dead. 2 hoof prints right in its chest that are just left there for eternity.
You all smell burning horse flesh.
Yes, the smell of burning hair. It's everyone's favorite.
Yeah. And then I'll get
Okay.
myself back some hit points from Wither and Bloom. Gonna give that to
Great.
myself.
Scarlett, it is your turn.
Ugh. Trying to figure out what I can. I'm just gonna shock and grasp again because that seemed to work really well last time.
You got it.
That's an 18.
18 does it.
Less. 13 points.
Okay. And you will take 2 points of fire damage.
And I would like to move Tiffany. Oh god, how much movement does she have? I can't remember. Tiffany, where are you? It didn't actually say how much I can move her. 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. Where would you like Tiff to go?
She can go there.
Down here?
Boop. She can
Oh,
she
you
can
got it.
slither over the dead
She sure
salamander.
can. She sure can. Yeah, she actually pops up through it. There's a hole in its neck, and Tiffany just right up through it.
That's a 5. She's not hitting shit.
Okay. Marcus only took the spear attack, so he was not restrained. So Marcus is going to take his attack here with his. Let's see, that is going to hit, and Marcus, you're going to do 66. So 17 plus. What's your plus, bud? It's plus 5. It's 5. Plus 5. So Marcus will do 22 points of damage to this one, and as he does that, and it becomes the salamander's turns, you're going to watch as they all begin to start to chatter kind of to each other, especially as this is the first round since the monarch has been felled. And in this very, strange snake-like, but also like hot, fiery sounding language, they all just begin to kind of like chatter and clack at one another. And you watch as they are going to disengage and dive back into the fire. So that one's gone. That one's gone. I don't have to worry about the slowed one being left behind. That one's gone. And you will also watch as the fire elemental, the 2 fire elementals, stop to spin, and only one is left behind. No, a bit chunkier than he was just a little bit ago. He big boy now. We are out of combat. You all have a bunch of dead salamanders all around, but have succeeded in saving the Obsidian Queen. And when we come back, we can get to cleanup and healing. But let's go ahead and take our break right now. So thank you for sticking around. We'll be back shortly in about 10 to 15. Do the things and maybe, do a little cleanup yourself if you got time.
Pets,
Pet your
please.
pets. I'm going to do some dishes. We'll see. All right. Hang around. Vast and welcome back to Horizons Call, everybody. I love when my partner just hits me with a question that I have to say no to right before we come
But
back.
Derek,
No,
he
little
can
Jeffrey,
hold the shield above his head.
he can't equip it though. He can't use it properly. Like anybody can hold a shield above their head, including somebody who isn't like trained with it, but it's not going to add to his AC. So yes, he can carry it. Can he use it? No. So
I would
that
say
is-
he can get blocked.
What
He
if
can block
Acacia
arrows.
and Proximus trained him?
Yes.
he's too small.
We can get him an appropriately sized shield.
Are you saying there can't be small, like, are you saying halflings
We have an
can't
alchemist. Yeah.
I'm saying that your homunculus
Yeah.
not wield a shield in the
Can
same
we
way that they
train
could.
him in the skill?
No, I say yes to a lot of shit. No, we're not little Jeffrey any more than he already is.
Oh, my
Okay, so
cheeks
he
hurt.
gets a tuxedo, but he can't have a shield. We're narrowing
Yes.
it down.
Yeah.
He can't have the
He
ring
can
of
have
life
non-mechanical things. You know, if you want to like attach a little shield to his arm for just like aesthetics, great. You know, if he wants to cosplay as Captain Shark America, that's fantastic. He cannot wield a magical item that like he can't use a sentinel shield. It's not happening. Anyway.
What if after the soul coin? Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, after he gains a soul, after he attains lichdom, essentially, by acquiring the souls of 100 people that he's slain, and he's getting there. Then we can talk.
He's just soul eater?
I'm adding that to his document.
Please don't. Please forget I said that, as I will in 10 seconds. So, you find yourselves aboard the Obsidian Marie. Not Obsidian Marie, the Obsidian Queen. There's the something other Marie that I have in this game somewhere. Anyway, you find yourselves aboard the Obsidian Queen, heading, as far as you're aware, because none of you have seen a map, nor would you know how to navigate it, and the Sea of Fire, but you believe you are heading towards an island out in the Sea of Fire that the Azer have utilized and have built their sacred forge almost within the island itself, and they there will be able to transfer the spirits of the dwarves you saved from Helvaruk into new, perhaps even eternal metal bodies, and making the dwarves of Helvaruk into new Azer. You're not exactly sure how that process works, but you believe that they are confident in their ability to do so. You are, again, aboard the Obsidian Queen, which is captained by Marcus's father, Barnabak, as well as several other people who you have met now, including an imp named Shiv, who occupies the Crow's Nest. Let's see, Paimon, the quartermaster, who also happens to be a Cambion, as well as the first mate, Majid. The Obsidian Queen has lurched forward once again, as whatever was holding it back in the Sea of Fire, probably a trap laid by the salamanders, has been released, as well as the salamanders themselves, those still alive, and able to slither their way back into the Sea of Fire and ran from the ship. A single cheer is let out by the Jan before they begin to get push brooms and mops and working together, as the salamanders are large creatures and the Jan are mostly just humanoid shape, begin to lift them and lurch them over the gunnels back into the Sea of Flame from whence they came, taking a number of them to really like slide the monarch, as they don't seem to be overly affected by the flame that still resides on some of these creatures, especially when the blood itself seems to ignite, and so they're kind of leaving this like flaming like trail of ichor and blood behind the monarch as they're dragging it and trying to get it through one of the openings in the gunnel. What are all of you up to?
Even I have our answer.
We might have the same idea. Mary, you can go first.
Okay.
I was just gonna say I was gonna like ask for some like fireproof gloves and like help them like jump, like being a large creature with 21 strength. I was just gonna dump them over the side for them.
Okay. Maybe I can go first then instead, because when he wants to like harvest like some of the blood and ichor and scales and organs and stuff. She's an alchemist. It's what she does. It's gross, but
Okay. Are you harvesting off of the monarch or off the regular ones? Do you have a preference?
both if possible. Otherwise, could Winnie make an educated guess as to which would be more fruitful?
I mean,
Also,
potency-wise, probably the monarch.
yeah.
I mean, as far as, sourcing them, you definitely have a lot more regular salamanders to source from and only one monarch.
But also, like, if I could get a little help with that, then we could get these things like up and over the edge even faster.
Who are you asking for help?
Literally anyone who can hear her.
The Proximus would help you for sure.
Thank you.
Hear a soft flap of leathery wings and a little bit of pressure on your shoulder, and a little imp kind of leans down to you to face and goes, "You looking to hack and slash?
Yeah, I guess.
Can I help?"
What would you like in exchange? I feel like,
Oh, no, this isn't a deal. It's been a long time since I've got my little paws on some good blood, and I just really want to get in there and rifle around a little bit.
yeah, if you could just be like careful of the organs and stuff. Yeah, go hog wild.
Oh, I'm gonna go hog wild.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Damaris has hogs, so that's a safe bet, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Manatee
So,
wild?
Shiv, the imp, almost goes diving into the slashes that Proximus left in it, and you watch as he's just kind of using his claws, just scuttling into this thing with a little slurp. When you go ahead and give me a medicine check as you are sourcing things, and you can do so with advantage since you are having Proximus's help.
Blorp. That is a 17. If I could use Flash of Genius, that'll make it a 22.
Okay, 22, fantastic. So as you go to source, so you're looking for scales, you're looking for blood.
The good
What else
stuff.
are we looking for here?
I think the heart is... There it is. Important or useful? After that, I don't... Also, I don't think this is actually a... I think this is just... I guess. Scales, kind of like she did with the manticore and stuff, things that can either be experimented with or, I don't know, traded off later. And she can store them in, God, if only there were Ziploc baggies, but her pouches, her extra dimensional bandolier.
Okay.
That seems safe for now. It does not seem safe at all, but you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, as you're looking at the blood and as you're seeing it ignite, you're also you're noticing it's not really burning the wood of the ship as you've kind of noticed before. What I will say is you are going to take what is that? That's 9 plus. You're going to take 5 points of fire damage as you are kind of coming into contact again with this again. It is
Yeah.
going to burn a little bit
I'll eat
as
it.
you're kind of working around on this. However, hold on 1 second for me.
If you want to work out
Okay.
the details later when he's not doing anything in the next 10 minutes with them.
No, I can say with a 22, you were able to get scales into a little vial. You're able to collect a decent amount of blood in a vial as well. It doesn't seem to ignite the glass at all. You definitely want to use a metal stopper to it as opposed to a cork one. But you notice that even in the glass, it is warm. It is warm to the touch. You're able to get a couple of teeth. As far as the internal organs, you go to kind of slash down the middle of this thing, and Shiv kind of pops out just a little hand with a massive basketball sized heart that he's just palming. He goes, "I got this for you." Oh.
Hey, thank you. That was really nice of you.
Yeah, it's a little too tough to chew on, but don't worry, there's miles of long intestine.
Does he look happy?
Yeah, he also meant small intestine, not long intestine, but
Yeah, I wasn't.
I misspoke. I mistranslated. Um,
And that was from regular salamanders? Anything specific?
that's from the monarch. You
From the
said
monarch.
you went for the monarch, so he went diving into the monarch. As far as the regular salamanders, we can carry that 22 over. You're able to get some scales off of them. I mean, at 22, you're able to get pretty much whatever you're looking for off of that. There's nothing that's like there's enough salamanders to source. You could probably get undamaged parts from almost all of them, because I will note that the monarch is a little charred from lightning. There's a little bit of necrosis done from the blight, or the wither and bloom, I'm sorry. There's slashes. The monarch was roughed up. The other ones, have taken a variety of different types of damage, so you could kind of source bits and pieces here and there. But okay, who has highest passive? 29 with probably Acacia. Okay. Acacia, what I will note for you, since you're kind of in that area as well and kind of helping about, the as the salamanders being tossed over, like most of them just had very mundane spears, kind of this like twisted, blackened metal that didn't seem to like ignite with their touch, but definitely seemed to transfer that damage. However, the weapon that was being carried by the monarch is this very like glorious looking, but also I would say almost infernal looking weapon. It's a trident that he was carrying, and it seems to have, even as it stays like somewhat ignited out of his hands, seems to have a certain magical quality to it.
Yeah, I'll pick that up and I'll give it a nice little old look see. Am I able to tell like what kind of item it is or what it does or anything?
You can do an Arcana check.
I am so good at that, she said sarcastically.
Hmm.
Flat roll of 10.
Okay. What I'll say, it is a trident, so you at least got that figured out. Although it's probably like a quident or something like that. It has more than just 3 points. It's like I said, it's very like
It's
the
a
points
fork.
are kind of. It's a fork. It is a big fork that's kind of twisted, blackened, and as you pick it up, kind of like parts of it ignite. It's not hot to the touch as you hold it. So you do notice that it has some sort of flame-like quality to it. What exactly this item is, you're not exactly sure, but you can determine that it is a magical item, as you did not set it on fire, and it doesn't seem to hurt you with the fire that is produced by it.
I'll I'll just attach it to my back for now, to talk to, like Winnie, Scarlett, and Proximus later for an
Sure.
identification. But not right now.
Cool. All right. Other than that, yes. To your question earlier, one of the Jan, as you asked them for, like oven mitts essentially. One of them says something to one of the others in a language you don't necessarily recognize, and he turns back to you, these flaming eyes and this otherwise like covered face, and through the hood and the kind of the wraps says, "Sure, horse girl, I will get you. I will get you gloves. Yes, for your dainty hands." And
I
he
give a
walks away.
thumbs up with one hand, and behind my back, I give a middle finger.
He turns around, and already they're like handing over these like thick padded, like chainmail on the outside, but like padded on the inside kind of gloves. And he hands them to you. He goes, "Too hot for you. Here."
I'll just snatch them and just throw them I'll start throwing the salamanders overboard, but I'm gonna do it in a way like I'm doing it like really close to them, where I'm just like it's getting thrown like 2 inches over their head.
Yeah, they're turned back, and again, you don't understand what they're saying, but he goes, "Tss, ow, oh, ow, ow, ow," and all the other ones are laughing at that. And
I think at that I'm gonna accidentally clip him
Okay.
with one of the salamander bodies. Oh no! So
Yeah.
sorry.
Full large size snake body gets him right in the side of the head. If anybody's seen the new like Spider-Man cartoon trailer where a fucking brick goes into the temple of a teenager, like he goes down and they start laughing again and he sits up. He kind of like the eyes narrow a little bit at you, but then he starts laughing a little bit as well. And we're all laughing
all
together.
of
We're all
us
having a
on-
great
yeah.
time.
Okay.
All of us on deck are like, ooh.
Yeah. It's wet. There's a little bit of salamander ichor that's just like stuck to it.
And then I just continue chucking.
I will notice as you do that, the head wrap, the headscarf that he's kind of wearing, falls a little bit, and you can see, again, these people look very similar to Marcus in the sense that like their faces are maybe a little more narrowed, maybe almost elven looking, with like the very pronounced cheekbones, but they have like similar facial hair, maybe a little bit darker skin, but like in the way that Marcus has like his veins, you can kind of see a little bit where like the red hot blood kind of flows through them. These guys actually have like markings carved into them, almost like swirling, intricate markings that are carved into their skin, which otherwise has this like volcanic rock kind of look to it. And you know, even when he opens his mouth to laugh, there's a light that you can see, like an inner flame that you can see. Cool. What are the rest of you up to?
I would like to heal little Jeffrey. Just keep mending him until he's whole.
He comes over limping like a dog that like, you know, knows how to pretend it's limping, and he says, ow, ow, ow!
Oh,
You programmed this, ow!
why would I do that?
Why would I do that to myself?
Oh.
No, he comes zooming up and he goes, I got a boo boo.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
And then his head very mechanically like clicks to where the dog is that only you can see, and he goes, good dog. Clicks back to you.
And I think Bowie just sits there. On break, Derek and I decided that while phantasmal, I think at least some of the time it has to have some sort of physicality, otherwise it couldn't rip and tear, as the term is. So, yeah, Acacia, I think you could absolutely bump into it at some point. Yeah, and other than that,
Yeah, you might feel like the brush of wind, like when it ran past you, and definitely like the paws as they land, you would be able to notice that something's there.
So I can pet the dog, is what you're saying.
pet the dog.
I want to pet the dog.
Yeah. And we still don't have a mind link, right?
No, but if you ever
That's
ask,
fine.
I can put one up.
So the new rules, the 2024 rules, do specify a little bit more. So this says that the hound only remains for the duration, which is 8 hours, or until the two of you are more than 300 feet apart.
Yeah.
No one but you can see the hound. Is intangible and invulnerable.
Intangible is a key word.
Yeah.
I can't
But-
feel
It has
that.
true sighted range of 30 feet.
But then
And
it
this
can't be
specifies
petted.
force damage. That's correct.
That is a travesty.
I feel like, look, we aren't doing the 2024 rules for anything else. And this,
That's
the
right.
legacy,
That's true.
The legacy rules say if I move either 8 hours.
The legacy rules
I
say if it's a
dismiss
very good
it.
boy, you can pet it. So yeah, I don't know.
Look, that's weird, right
Yeah.
down there at the bottom. Oh, that's right. It does say piercing damage as opposed to force damage.
Yeah.
And this says if I move more than 100 feet away from it. So.
Okay.
I leave it to you. I would because otherwise it doesn't seem to matter. I would much rather it be able to be petted.
To be fair, we don't really use rules to begin with, I feel.
They're just vibes.
Hit or
really.
miss.
Try to just make my best judgment on this stuff. Yeah.
I want to pet the dog. Let's
Yeah.
take a
I'm not an
vote.
expert. I didn't write this shit.
Yeah. So I will, for anyone who is around, so definitely Acacia, I will say that, yeah, so, little Jeffrey's been so worried about the BAGMAN, thing that, I've been kind of looking into, like, the extra dimensional spaces and stuff, which has not been going well because it's not really a focus of mine. But I found this good boy, Bully. You probably can't see him, but yeah,
Well, Jeffrey's like counting on his fingers. Mom, what can I spell?
It's a safety feature.
I lean down to pet the good boy.
Yeah.
Where I hear the barking from the boofing.
Yeah.
Is it a bark or a boof?
It's probably a boof at this point.
What does Winnie see when she sees the dog?
Scarlett, do you want to pet the dog?
Honestly, I'm picturing like a Saint Bernard.
Okay.
Like oh, I can't
Like a
I'm
Beethoven.
sorry, I immediately pictured
from Peter Pan.
Momo
Oh,
and
Momo.
Oogie.
Oh god.
Oh,
I'm so
That's
sorry.
fair.
Before you even said St. Bernard, I was like, these look like flying mops.
See,
Yeah.
with Winnie, I just imagined it was
That's
literally just Scooby Doo. Just a cartoon dog. The Winnie's like,
Cartoon Great
I
Dane.
believe in you.
Yeah. Shoot. Those
My
are all
belief
such
is
good
strong enough to
options.
murder.
Oh no.
but I do yell over to like Proximus and Scarlett and Marcus. Do you want to pet the dog?
Just seems like we're seeing you're just like petting nothing. It's like at the fair those the stiff leashes with a collar at the end.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh no, that's what Winnie's become. And I guess she'll just whisper into Acacia's ear, and if the other two come over, or Marcus, or Dominaria, we still have Dominaria, right?
Nope,
No, she left.
Dominaria
She left.
went back.
That's
It's
right.
too hot for her.
I always worry that I forget about
Hot damn.
She's gonna whisper a little secret phrase into your ear so that like he won't alert to you, and it's just Booya's best good boy.
Booyah's best good boy. I thought you were gonna be like, "Hey, put the mind link up." Sorry.
You would think so. She's healing little Jeffrey. She's successfully pulled this dog out of the ether. No, she's it has not occurred to her that that would be a good idea.
No, that's okay. I don't have anything to talk about in mind link, and no one's asked me to bring it up. So
and then I've got something I would like to do right before we hit the island, but other than that,
Barback actually walks over as he is also was fighting off salamanders at the helm there with Majid, and you can see a couple of like slashes have been made into his coat, but seems relatively unharmed. Same thing with Majid, and a lot of the Janus. You're kind of looking around. There's only a couple of them that seem to have fallen in the combat, but. It seemed like they were kind of dealing with the port side as you were dealing with the starboard. But he comes over with his arms open. He has this really nasty looking blade that he's sheathing as before he comes up and, "Aye, you all survived. Good to see, and appreciated for your fighting style, your tenacity in defending my fine ship, and yes, it is good to see that you are alive, somewhat bloodied, but yeah, could be worse."
Did anyone from the crew die?
You see that they're taking a couple of Jan below decks that seem to have fallen in combat. Yeah, no, combat is a dangerous thing.
it's a
And,
pirate's life.
Yes,
Reality.
yes, pirate's life. But is there any other for one such as us? I think not.
Captain, about how long till we get to the destination?
Oh, not too much longer, no. Um, should only take half of your days. Not much longer at all. Not that short of a hindrance, really. These snaky people. They have raiding parties from time to time. I'm not sure why we didn't see this one sooner, but I will have to have a talk with Shig about that. Or probably more likely Shig's owner. I'm sure they will likely tack a few more centuries onto his payment for this. If you will all excuse me, again, good to see life and all that, but I have plans and things that need to be dealt with before we arrive at our destination. Majid with me. And the eye-patched Afreet nods to you all and goes into the captain's quarters along with Barback.
I don't know about any of you, but I just get bad feelings.
About. I will actually at that point I will initiate the mind link between all of our party members. I'm gonna just preemptively do that. And I pause, put up a finger, and like hold off, don't answer that. And then I will put up the mind link and ask again about.
Is that not just general anxiety?
No.
Is Marcus included on this?
Yes, Marcus is included in this.
Scarlett,
For an hour.
are you saying that you have bad feelings about my father?
Yes.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. Why?
I mean, not that I think he is an honest man, but I think there's something else.
It's a gut feeling.
I just feel like, yes, we are taking the dwarves to where they need to be, but there's something underlying about this entire thing that just makes me feel very uneasy.
Is it the fact that they're chained up like prisoners? Or locked in like prisoners? Oh, I don't really like that part, frankly. I think it's kind of a safety issue.
I thought the safety issue was that they couldn't survive in the plane of fire.
They're like in a cold box.
Yeah,
Right,
but
they're not chained up.
in.
So one of them doesn't get cabin or stir crazy or whatever you call it and try to break out and doom the rest of them.
That's... Seems unlikely. The trip isn't that long. You could just have a guard for that. One of the other aides.
So they're trying to shorten their manpower?
No, the Acer could just do it.
Anyway.
Well, how do you know they're not? Have you been over there?
Your dad said that they were locked in. I kind of took him at his word for that. That'd be a weird thing to lie about.
I don't mean to be overly defensive about this. It's weirdly a touchy subject. And I didn't realize that, so...
Regardless, I think the Azer would... If anything, the Azer are gonna fight tooth and nail for their people. But back to the subject at hand, Scarlett. I don't see what you see, but also usually a gut feeling is your body is reacting to patterns that are just subconscious, so there's no way to know until we know. Sorry, Marcus, no offense, but
like I am, to be fair, we're all very wanted at this point. It's not just a me thing. I might be at the top of the list, but you're all coming down with me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Except maybe Proximus being called Proximo. That might be a hit or miss.
You get the nose wrong and everything. It's very strange. But I am not afraid to captain my own ship. I am very much on the deck with all of you.
Wait, you're saying he's
He is not the one on the deck. He is not captaining his own ship. A ship like this, I would want to be on it all the time.
Was it like this when before we got here, Marcus?
I was never really on the ship before. Well,
You were
you
here
and
like
Proximus arrived a little bit later. He started out at the helm, but not for very long when you splat onto the deck. He quickly handed it over to Scarlett, which I thought was a nice gesture. He just hasn't really been back to it since that point.
If someone is after Barback, they would be after the ship in general. So the ship is a moving target. Why would you then be afraid to captain your own ship?
I think it would be best not to think too deeply into this and just take things as they come.
He's probably just charting his course. I mean, there's not exactly stars to navigate by here. Who knows if you could even trust a compass? He likely has his maps and charts inside the captain's quarters and is making sure that we're making proper headway.
I think it's best to do what we always do, which is just keep our eyes open, like you said, Scarlett, or Acacia. My brain immediately just forgot what just happened, but yeah, keep an eye out and react to things as they come. And we've been
Speaking of, sorry, go ahead, finish your.
I was just gonna say we've been in situations before where it seemed like everything was a certain way, Ogden, and then things turned out to be going a different way. So, let's just not commit our sails to one wind. That's not a saying.
As you all are kind of spread out across the deck, as maybe Acacia's having this conversation while heaving a salamander over, and Scarlett and Marcus still are standing on the forecastle. You all are kind of looking back and forth at each other, and you notice that the fire elemental, just kind of seething with this intense flame as it's grown a size category, is just kind of looming over Scarlett. Just kind of it seems like it's just breathing really heavy, just with all of this flame just kind of surging with it.
Do you need something?
Kind of looks down at you, shakes its head.
Are you okay?
Nods.
Do you want to go back inside?
Nods.
Okay. Marcus, how do I work this thing? How do I make it go back?
I don't know. I do not know, but it seems to be well fed, so that's a good note at least.
It's got a food baby.
It's hungry. It's ready for a nap. It's not hungry. It's ready for a nap.
It has absorbed its enemy. I'm not sure I want to call that a food baby.
It's a food baby. When you're so full, you just feel like you're carrying around something.
All right. Did you say any word to release it?
The one that you told me.
Try that.
Okay. And I will say that word that I'm sure Scarlett can pronounce, but Kaila cannot.
Okay. And you watch as the fire elemental begins to get sucked back in like a vacuum pulling in the flame, and it doesn't seem to resist or stop or anything. Just the flame kind of begins to spiral and tornado a little bit as it all just kind of gets quickly, in just 2 seconds, absorbed all back into the gemstone around your neck. And for just a moment, it's very warm, not hurts warm, but almost to the point where it's ooh, ow. But then
Just
You
kinda
like you
starts
pull a
to-
blanket fresh out of the dryer.
Yeah, exactly. Or yeah. Like when you put the heating pad on a little too hot, or like when you get into the bath and you're just like, oh, this is gonna be good, but it's gonna take a second. Like, yeah, it's that kind of heat.
I'm gonna pop back in, like let them do their thing with the getting the elemental stored away. Remind me again, besides us coming to the plane of fire to meet back up with Marcus, to escape getting eaten by a sea serpent and the water in, Halvaruk, why are we here and why didn't we go right back to the our ships?
The quest for knowledge?
Nosy fucks.
Inherently, we kind of are, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, yeah, I would like to, no offense, I would like to get the dwarves delivered and then kind of go. Because this environment kind of sucks.
I think part of it is like they're kind of living history, the Azer, and there wasn't really an appropriate time to talk to them before about like, like they had one of the rings, like they might have more information or something.
I did get a book on the history of Halvaruk and how they got the ring and that all that. By
oh
the
hell
way.
yeah!
That I read it the other like an hour ago before we got jumped.
Yeah,
Also-
I feel like there's a lot of reading to catch up on. Sorry,
And
Marcus.
also, the current people probably wouldn't know it as well. Well, no, you're talking about the Azer. You're right. Never mind.
Yeah, which I know aren't like necessarily first generation, but they're a lot closer to. Well, no, because the king
No,
is.
the Azer are first generation.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
maybe
right.
not first generation when it arrived, but they were there at the flooding.
Yeah, and they might not, but like we just haven't had an appropriate time to like ask them. And again, they're locked up, so.
The Azer aren't locked up.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't
They're just
really make any sense.
They're just on another ship.
That's right, because we're in a fleet. We're in a convoy. Yeah, that's I think why we're sticking around. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I mean, speaking personally, I just wanted to spend some time with the father that I never knew, but
Oh no, your answer is very reasonable and expected. I was just mostly like everyone else, the aquatic people who are
Yeah.
in a plane of fire plus a horse.
Also, like time-wise, like I don't know how it works, but like if you can be sent back anywhere, like you could spend like so much time with your dad. Well, some of us or all of us go back to the material plane and save everyone who's in a lot of trouble, like Tiberian and Niberian is actually his name. It's been so long. And there's like a list of like a lot of people that I'm really stressed and anxious about.
Just a little bit, just smidge.
Yeah, but
I can plane shift you all back.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I can send all of you back now.
I mean, yes, but also like a lot of us just like got into trouble with some salamanders, and that's kind of.
I don't think you got in trouble with salamanders. I think it is legitimately just a pirate thing.
Well,
It's
yeah,
what we encounter in Damaris.
right, but like, I mean, some of us got really beat up. So if there's fewer of us, like, then people would get beat up more. I'm just saying there's safety in numbers. Like, I would like to go back really bad, but this is a really, like, unusual and dangerous place for us.
About in the meantime, we stick around until we get the chance to talk to the Azer, drop the dwarves back off so they can get acclimated to the plane of fire, and then Marcus and Scarlett can say a couple additional goodbyes to Barback, and then we go.
fine with that.
Also, because, like, we got the ring and stuff, like, it would be better to have more people together with it than fewer, because it like does the like call thing, you know.
I wonder if there's an interplanar mail system.
I love that idea, and am also very curious now.
I'm just thinking
You
in
need,
case
like,
you wanted to send a
Half of a plane shift spell
like.
to send a letter.
I'm just thinking in terms of you keeping in contact with your dad, Marcus. I'm now very curious.
I mean, technically, there's always sending.
25 words, though.
I mean, how long does a letter really need to be?
Have you
He only
read
needs
some
to
of the
know.
things that we've written to one another? They're pretty long.
No, I'm aware. It's just, he only needs to know about my entire life since he left and the man I've become and the achievements I've made. And I only need to learn about however many centuries he's been around and his many exploits, adventures, and the people he's met along the way. I mean,
I come
I
up
think
to
25
Marcus and
words.
like stop him by placing a hand on his shoulder. I think you should set up a session with Constance when you get back.
At that very moment, Constance is like,
Disturbance in the
daddy
force.
issues. She like bookmarks daddy issues, like, this is all of them.
Really doesn't have
One of them has
issues.
2 of them.
Marcus does.
And Derek said all of them.
Yeah,
Scarlett
yeah.
doesn't have
that's
daddy
true.
issues.
Winnie certainly doesn't.
So yeah, I just
Yeah,
kind of leave
Winnie
it at
definitely
that,
doesn't.
and then pat him on the back a couple times. And then I give a Scarlett a look and be like, good luck.
Do you know what the fuck he's had to deal with from me?
Yeah, but that's you. Now that's you.
It's like your first unofficial
Do we have to go
date
back? Do we
was
have to go back to the 2 previous warlock patrons? One of
keeping
which
you from
was
turning
an
into a were-shark.
eldritch being. Yeah. Oh.
Wait. You can planar shift us anywhere?
In theory. I mean, I've never done it, but I watched Barback do it, and I think I can recreate it.
I think it would be safer
Just
for us
send-
to maybe plane shift back to an island that's en route to Ascension Isle.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
And not
this place
the
kind of
ships?
sucks. Actually, the ships are so far away. Like,
I don't want to accidentally end up in the middle of the ocean.
yeah, they're moving targets. We don't know
Yeah.
exactly where they are, and they're still months out from Ascension Island. Like, I would rather be closer to home and get rid of this fucking ring and let it be Rollins' problem than not.
Then how do
honestly.
we get back to our ships?
The ship is gonna come back to Ascension Isle.
Are we just gonna be stuck on Ascension Isle for months?
We could
You
take
mean our
another
home?
ship out.
Touche.
Yeah, because we've got stuff to plan for the next ring too.
Yeah. If you're that worried, we can get. Because if I don't know the spell, but remind me if just tell me if I'm incorrect. If you don't have like an exact location, it's more likely to go astray, right?
As I pull up the spell, because I honestly don't
Yes.
fucking know.
You and 8
Sounds
willing
like it's
creatures who
probably
link
fine.
hands in a circle are transported to a different plane of existence. You can specify a target destination in general terms, such as the City of Brass on the elemental plane of fire, or the Palace of Dispater, or the second level of the 9 Hells, and you appear in or near that destination. If you were trying to reach the City of Brass, for example, you might arrive in its Street of Steel before its Gate of Ashes, or looking at the city from the Sea of Fire. Alternatively,
It's up to the GM's discretion.
I was going to leave
luck
out that
roll.
part. Alternatively, if you know the sigil sequence of a teleportation circle or another plane of existence, this spell can take you to that circle. If the teleportation circle is too small to hold all the creatures you
Rollin'.
transported, they appear in the closest. I almost read that as closet. Closest unoccupied spaces. I was like, oh, Proximus, you appear in the nearest closet. You can use the spell to banish an unwilling creature to another plane, choosing a creature within your reach to make a melee. Okay, that's all. That's if you want to use it offensively.
Yeah, I'd
So
rather
the-
not try to hit a moving target.
Oh.
And I would
You're going to be
rather
at least
not.
within sight of it.
Be
One,
on
what
the
I'm hearing is
ships.
that we maybe need to put a sigil on one of the ships.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree, but that's gonna be what? It takes like a year or something.
Do we have one for Ascension Isle? Winnie, did your brother do it? Did your brother do one?
We asked him, I'm pretty sure, or that was a conversation I had out of character with Derek. God only knows.
He's working on it, but it takes a year.
Oh yeah, we do not have the permanent one. No.
It takes a year for a permanent one, but he does have to place it there every day
Oh,
for
okay,
it to
so
become permanent.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Also,
So,
we could
you
just
presume
send
there is
him and, depending on time, say, hey, could you set this up for XYZ time? We're coming from the plane of fire.
Be like, yo, incoming.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Shit. Oh, Derek, can you put the map back up, please, on roll 20?
Yeah.
So,
The elemental plane map or the world map?
World map, please.
Plus, that would get me closer to Nibirian's Rest, and I could check on him.
So the want is to go back to Ascension.
Well, we have to anyway.
Yeah, I don't want to carry the ring around more than we have to.
I don't want more. I don't want more than one ring on us at a time.
No. What? So there's the one down south with the mean lady at the
I keep wanting to
the
call it the
broken
Rainbow Bridge.
There's a broken bridge right down here.
And the other one is
phantom
somewhere in
sorry,
the,
it's
and then
center.
someone is in the one of them is in the frozen north with Ace.
Yes.
And Ace is going to keep an eye out for a teleportation circle that we can use.
And
Yes.
I think we
one is at the crown.
discussed the crown one being marginally safer because the broken bridge.
We're going in.
She's the
with
pissy
no
lady
info.
from the
party.
yeah.
Correct.
God, what it starts with an M, and I do not remember what she is.
It's
I want to
Mari.
say a naiad.
Thank you. I was gonna say
Marid.
Meridian, but that's not it.
I'm probably going over my mental map because I am the navigator. The closest island would be Nios. Is that an
Yeah,
end there?
that's the closest largest island is probably Nios.
And have we been to Nios? I can't remember.
We must
don't
have
believe you
before
have.
that. Oh,
Yeah,
I thought it was Hillholm.
Well, I think you stopped along the way. Well, so Eva, what Mara's referencing right now is where the ship is on the world map.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, Hillholm is the next island closest to Ascension Isle, where the last time you saw the ship, it was pretty equidistant from the three islands to the south, which I think is Black Sand, something like that.
We determined a
Pull it
square
forward.
is a week, right?
A square is 10 days, yes. Which
Yeah.
a week in this world is 10
Yeah.
days, yes.
So we can either try really hard to get onto the ship if Scarlett thinks that it will be within distance. Maybe we can even ask them to stop before we teleport over. Plane
As
shift
someone
over.
who has not done this spell before, I would not trust the judgment very super well.
Option 2, we can get on. We can teleport onto an island that we know the ship is going to pass, like Nios or Pelinor's Keys.
Yeah, and I'm actually so sorry. The ship is actually right there, because the last time we looked at the map was at anchor down. So
Yeah,
the ship is actually right there. So your closest island to the east would be Taiwan. To the north, that is Labyrinthia, which is as far as you're right, that's where most minotaurs come from. And then, yeah, if you were sailing west. Still, you would probably be getting into straight west, would be getting in pretty close into Imperial waters, and you would have, let's see, Dante's Grandeur, Lance Reach, and then yes, Nios a little bit further south than that.
I feel like, if we do have them pick us up, we should touch base before we try the spell, just so that neither
absolutely.
acting captain decides to go another route.
If we're not going to go back to the ships, we need to go back to Ascension.
Okay.
Yeah, why can't we go straight there?
That was going to be my third option. I was just naming out the things, but
Because we
the
can't
voices
guarantee
of God talk to me.
we can't guarantee that the islands that we are telling them to stop at are going to be friendly. We can't risk that.
True. Okay.
Wait,
And then it'll
I
be
would prefer not to go back to burned ships and captured crews.
yeah, no.
Derek, how long is the trip? How many weeks?
It was like 3 months.
Yeah, you spent quite some time at sea to get where you are.
To be
from
fair,
here.
we made some weird stops, but they probably have
We
to stop
really
for
did.
supplies
We
anyway.
did a
You-
few
you
side
did-
quests.
You did stop for some bullshit. So let's see, that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, just about 100 days to get home.
Where's the star's luck?
I was actually I've been putting in my
Wasn't it
notes
somewhere around Acacia is where we had sent them.
I've
You
I've
had-
had in my notes, and I've been bringing it over week by week
Mhm.
to check in with Star's luck when we have a minute. So
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I've been
I've-
tracking the calendar, but not where they.
I believe
are.
you tasked the Star's Luck with pirating around Acacia, is that right? Remind me what
They
you,
were doing like legit merchant shit, and then also
Merchant.
like mild smuggling.
yeah.
Okay. If they were trading back and forth between Hillhome and Axia, they're probably in that strait there, that would like be passing by Anoth.
Because we
So,
can
I mean-
commandeer them if we need to.
They're roughly in this area here-ish.
Could you ping one more time?
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Real question
Perfect.
is do we want to be away from our ships for 3.5 months while we wait for them to get back to Ascension Isle?
Not particularly, but
Question.
it does give us time to research the next rings.
The next true, yes.
Also, how hard, I know you haven't done a lot of it yet, but like how hard is the spell that you're doing, the like switching planes? Like could we slip over from Ascension Isle back to somewhere kind of safe in another plane and then to one of the islands on like a different day, like have a little overnight mini break? Spa day.
What I would ask with that is how much gold does Scarlett keep on her? Because it does cost 250 one way. So if you're hopping around a lot, that's also going to start cutting into
Yeah.
your,
and this is
your
less,
overall...
This is less of like taking a Uber every day to work and more of like us going. It would be like 3 trips, like us going home, and then us hopping in and out to get back to the ships. Not like a. But yeah, that is good to know. I was wondering what the like cost was. So
No, we would be fine.
yeah, so we can do it, but also. So you said 100 days. Ships to Phoenix Landing, right?
Yeah, and
Ascension-
that's one of the weird things I don't love is I want to make the world feel big, but at the same time travel kind of isn't
Sucks.
ideal. Yeah.
I
Well,
think
I think
it's
it's a good
a nice change of
realism.
pace.
Yeah.
To other game. How about this? Scarlett, how many times a day can you cast that spell? Once a day.
That's fair.
And twice if I haven't done the whole sorcery thing.
What about we spend another rest here, heal up, try and get on the ships. If we miss, we go right to Ascension Isle.
But
If we miss, we're in the middle of the ocean.
Do you need to do anything else besides cast a spell?
We need to stand in a circle.
Can we just hold hands in the water?
well, someone could cast Water Walk.
Yeah, water walk.
Again, I'm going to be the bearer of bad news of we have no idea what the sea conditions would be.
They are sailing
could
out
all
of a
get-
storm. That's true.
We could all be separated very quickly.
Tie each
and
other
be
together.
overwhelmed. Be overwhelmed by the environment.
Okay. Let's do a quick pro-con list. Proximus, you're such a good listener, by the way. I really appreciate you.
I could scry.
Ooh. Wait. No, that's not what your wheel and woe is for. Never mind. scrying on conditions where we might potentially be landing?
Near the ships. I can spy on someone on the ship.
Is that easier than
So-
just asking them?
I could ask him to. Yeah, we can
This
ask him.
this is a question
Just 'cause
for
we have,
you,
like,
Derek.
Free 5 sendings, so 5 free
So with plane shift, if we're not the idea is if we're not making it, if we don't make it on the ships, we end up in the ocean. We would immediately cash in sorcery points and do it again.
Okay.
But at that point, would it be considered plane shifting because we're not going to a different plane? We're going to a different location on the same plane.
So,
I think we'd have to go
what I will
with
say
that.
to the first part of this is the way that the spell is described in the rules, you are going to be at least within sight of whatever you are trying to get to. If you try to get within
Mhm.
sight, like it's not like even within the plane of fire. If you're trying to go to the city of brass, it says you might put you in the sea of fire, but it's still within sight of
Okay.
the sea
Oh.
or the city of brass. So you're not going to be necessarily out of sight. That could mean it's in the distance. Absolutely. But I will say, if you use plane shift, again, that is another use of plane shift. Even if you're using it to teleport, it's not the spell teleportation. You're
Yeah,
still using
that's
the spell
where I was messing up.
plane
Well,
shift.
But it is still possible to use it in the same plane to use it as a teleportation
As
versus.
far as I can tell,
Oh,
that
you
should
can?
be. Yeah, you
Oh.
can use it to. It's a much more expensive way of like teleporting.
Sure.
That's
Sure,
like
but-
instead of taking the escalator, you build a stairway made out of gold. But sure, yeah,
I was thinking
you
you'd
can.
have to, like, go back to one.
I don't
plane.
think you need to bop around to the planar system. I think it says you can. You are transported to a different plane of existence. Trying to reach City Brass. Alternatively, if you know the sigil sequence for a teleportation circle on another plane of existence. I don't know. It does specify another plane of existence.
I
Y-
think we
mm.
should try for the ship.
What
'Cause
is
alternatively, if Derek's going to let us just use it as a very expensive transportation
I-
spell, we could go to Ascension, drop the ring off, then get back to the ships.
No, I personally, I don't think that would work. I don't think it makes sense. I've misinterpreted it, and my brain got wires crossed.
I am unsure of the benefit of going to the ships and being exposed for 100 days with the ring for no. I'm not sure how that balances out when we could be researching other rings or
And the ships have sailed by themselves before.
Okay.
yeah.
They are
Or-
experienced crew. As much as I hate leaving Ogden on my unoccupied ship,
Alternatively,
I do trust my crew.
Alternatively, I could go to Ascension Isle, touch base there. I'm pretty sure I asked Valerie to do something super important, and I don't remember what it was.
To take then the two
Oh
two
yeah,
copycats.
oh
yeah,
and the
you
spy
asked.
system.
yeah.
Yeah, the spy system. Valerie's our spy master now.
No, that I remembered. It was the two, the two fakers that I was forgetting.
You sent the changeling and Proximo.
Checking on them.
The water genasi.
See if I can find a way to check in on Nibirian. And then meet you all. There's got to be a teleportation circle between somewhere and somewhere the ships are going. Worst case scenario.
But we don't know the sigil. Okay, now that you phrase it with, we should probably not have the ring on the ships if we can't. Let's head to Ascension Isle, and we can wait for them.
Do we know of a plane that's a little more friendly or safer? I can't remember like how plane knowledgeable we are. Like, because there's a safer place to like chill than the plane of fire, right? Like, if we did need a waiting room, spa day.
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Oh hell
Just-
yeah!
All of us or just Winnie?
Winnie's
Hell
asking
yeah.
the question.
When you got a 29.
So
Hell
what
yeah.
what you should do is we should just go into where like the plane of earth and the plane of water intersect and just get mud bath facials.
Yeah. Come on,
Fight
someone
mud monsters.
must have
Um,
set up some sort of like capitalism's not dead. There's got to be some sort of
Winnie, I'm sorry, what was the roll one more time?
29.
29. Okay. So, Winnie, you are at least aware, because you're kind of in the elemental plane right now of fire. Water would probably be somewhat safe. However, you're also thinking that's like where krakens and aboleths and everything
no.
else also lurk. There's the elemental plane of air, although I'm not sure you know any specific places, so you could just be falling until you find yourself in the place of earth, which is probably the second most unsafe after the place of plane of fire. There's always the Shadowfell, but that's got a lot of dead stuff with it. The Feywild could be nice.
Fae.
You've heard great things about the Feywild.
I forget that
I think
the
they've
Fae is
got really
technically a
good
plane.
food.
I
also
we
that.
cannot take Winnie to the Feywild.
You could always try the positive planes if you're looking to, meet your gods. There's Elysium. Maybe as a druid, Acacia would want to go to the Beastlands. Arborea is probably cold this time of year and all times of year. Same with Easgard. There's Mount Celestia. If you wanted to maybe visit the great city of Sigil, or even Arcadia. Probably not the Hells. You probably want to stay away from Acheron, Gehenna, and Hades is a little rough, and there's always
We don't
the
need
Abyss.
to visit there until Nick's ready to take us.
Yeah. We don't need to dip our toes in.
Jeffrey would probably love Mechanus. The rest of you would probably hate it.
Yeah.
And then, the Limbo, it's okay. It's fine.
Purgatory.
It's pretty okay. Like, average reviews are about 3 stars.
That's not bad.
Yeah, no, it's pretty middle of the road.
2.5?
It's so. Yeah.
Well, we've got some options that aren't quite so warm. If we needed to go somewhere else, plane-wise, Proximus seems to be on board with going back to the material plane. That's, I'm guessing, what that thumbs up means. Okay, we could also just say, let's head back, and we'll see where we end up next time we air.
Okay. You all have been like silent for a little while now,
Intensely
as
staring
the
at each
general
other.
kind of
Doing our own thing.
The door swings open to the captain's quarters, and Barback comes out and does this like big exaggerated stretch. Good. It looks as if things have been cleaned up properly. My apologies for not being able to assist in that, but I had messages to send. It is so much business for a businessman such as myself. I had noticed when I was speaking with the small blue one, Winnie, before, that there was some concern for the dwarves that we had brought aboard some of our other ships. Did you all want to check on them? Was that a concern of yours, their safety?
We also wanted to talk to some of the Azer as well. So 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yes, kill birds, rocks, all that. Most certainly, I could send you on your way. If you were interested in doing so, I could send you to where the Azard and the dwarves are. Most certainly.
Do we know what ship they're on, or is the ship within visual distance?
Both of the other ships are within rough visual distance. You're all kind of sailing like in a
a formation.
3 point. Yeah. The other ships being there's 3 other ships. So I'm sorry. There's 4. With yours being at the furthest back. Because the other 3 kind of have that point, so you're kind of in like a diamond shape. So you have to your starboard the Merciless. Up ahead is the Ruby Wish. And then the Iron Claw. Actually, I have 5 written down. I can't remember how many I said. So just in case, we can say there are 5. So the Obsidian Queen, the Merciless, the Ruby Wish, the Rage, and the Iron Claw.
4 ships plus the flagship.
Yes.
But yes, if otherwise, you are welcome to continue as you were. Again, we should not have too many more hours of this voyage, and then
Yeah.
you all are welcome to join me again, or I can send you back to your plate of materials. Whatever have, yeah, I can do.
Thank you. Winnie, do you want to head over? We can try and ask some questions about history. Because by the time we get to where we're going, they're going to be too busy trying to get the dwarves into new bodies. So,
Yeah, that's awkward timing. You're right.
all right. Check in, say hi, try and get some history from the Azer. Go home.
Sounds good.
Right.
How's Marcus look with that, like, whole discussion we just had?
The teleportation and getting back and everything, he seemed to be just fine with. There's definitely a little bit of. I was actually hoping to stay back and maybe spend some time, but Scarlett, if you think you need me, then I will gladly go with you.
This is a Scarlett call. I'm staying out of this.
Or
Oh yeah. Plus, explicitly directed at Scarlett. I've got no dog.
I just walk with Winnie to prep going to the other ship.
Yeah. Oh, let's walk the dog real quick.
or if we're going back to Ascension and not to the ships, we could both just stay here.
Sure. You could both stay here. Okay. All right then. So I'll let Mikyl can decide what he wants Proximus to do, but at least Winnie, Acacia, I will send you to our foremost ship, the Rage, one of my finest in my fleet. Yes, say hello to the Azor and the dwarves for me. Please check in on the well-being. I will need to hold your hands.
Yeah.
And link yours. Good. Okay. It is good that you are willing for this. It would be very difficult if not. And
But he wants to hold little Jeffrey and like
yeah, little Jeffrey's the little chain link between you.
yeah, but like also like the paw of the of Bowie like.
Great. Okay. So
Wow.
Winnie, it looks like she's not holding, but like
Well,
there's
she's
a little
like
dog
she's
in it.
got little Jeffrey like awkwardly under her arm, and then like, yeah.
Okay. He mutters something under his breath, like a little bit of smoke coming out, and looks up at the two of you as his eyes kind of blaze for just a second. And in a flash, Scarlett, you and Marcus watch as your companions dematerialize. It looks as a teleportation spell would. He didn't like destroy them or anything like that. Good. They will, I'm sure, be back shortly. Not that we have too much time on this ship anyway. Winnie and Acacia, as you open your eyes, in a blink, you've gone from like this blazing light of the sea of fire all around you to very dim, almost complete darkness. A little bit of flickers here and there in what feels like a very close space. It's cool in this room as your hooves and body kind of comes into contact with this colder metal. Little Jeffrey immediately depowers. Winnie, your buoy dissipates as you realize very quickly realize you are in an anti-magic zone. And as you look around at the little flickers of light and realize that they are the eyes of the Azer, and you can see all the dwarves around you in this cold storage box, you look back at the vault door that is locked with you now on the inside. And that's where we're going to end for today.
When we come back, we'll see you all next week, and we'll have the likely resolution, although it might take 2 episodes, of our Elemental Plane of Fire arc, and get ever closer to our Season 4 finale. Thank you for joining us for another week. Let's go ahead and have these lovely people say a little bit about themselves and where you can find more of them. Highly recommend you do. And then we'll do some channel news stuff and wrap up. So, Mare, if you don't mind starting us out, where can we find more of your lovely self?
I am concerned.
That's good.
This is probably fine.
Sure, it's great.
Hey, I'm Bear. I exist here on Saturdays, but I also exist here on Mondays at 6:30 Eastern, where I run Journey to Book's End, a Cypher System fairy tale game. I also run Tech for Zenith on Thursday evenings at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. That's all I got.
There we go. It's tough to click on stuff sometimes. Thank you so much, Mare. Yes, please check out Journey to Book's End. Very excited about that game. It's been going great cast over there. I'll talk more about it here when it's my turn. Eva.
Hi, hello. I'm Eva. I am here almost exclusively, although I think things are finally moving on another project that will be out at some point. I don't know. Things are also in the works for me coming back to running a few games over here. Probably not, well, maybe December. I don't know what's going on. I just work here. You can find me, God, it's in my command. I don't know if I put it up. But I'm actually posting on BlueSky now a little bit. More than I have been on Twitter anyway. And yeah, that's it. Pray for little Jeffrey, I guess. Keep him in your thoughts. Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers, little Jeffrey. It is Dia de los Muertos. It's
Little Jeffrey is absolutely the kind, even as he's depowering, to say thoughts and prayers, but it's spelled THOT.
Yeah, he's really into
he's just a meme lord.
Into that hoe over there. Jeffrey just loves. He's a big proponent of sex work, and I think that's it's good to have an ally. It's good to program your allies. Great. Next up, we would typically have Mikyl. Mikyl is, I don't think, feeling very well at this moment. So good vibes to Mikyl. And I will say that you can find him on Instagram and BlueSky at Mikyl Sandoval, Mikyl Sandoval. It's Mikyl, but not the way you think it's spelled, and then Sandoval. Check out his artwork on both those places, but especially the one place you can really find a lot of it is the Sword and Key Discord. I will talk about where you can find that here once it's my turn, but please go support Mykyl's artwork. Massive appreciation to him for putting that stuff out there and for contributing so much artwork to this channel, not only for Horizon's Call, but for Humblewood, for Zenith, for just so many amazing games here on this channel, and we appreciate him so very, very much. Last but absolutely not least, we have Kaila.
And this is my I told you so moment. But hi, hello, my name is Kaila. I've been your Siren Storm Sorcerer, Scarlett Shores. I am a Sword and Key exclusive along with Derek and mostly Eva here. Yeah. Trust your gut feelings. Don't trust your father-in-law.
No. The bag of holding stops working as soon as we enter the magic field. Anti-magic field.
Does he just vomit up whatever he's got in it?
I feel like it goes. No, I feel like you just can't access anything in it.
I thought you couldn't access
I
anything.
thought it vomits everything out.
It's not gone, but the only thing in it is like the ring and which would not be convenient, but like
so many books.
All of the things.
Oh shit! All the books. That's right.
500 pounds of books. Let's see.
We'll sort that out between now and...
The bag is overloaded, pierced, or torn. It ruptures and is destroyed. Its contents are scattered in the astral plane. Its bag is turned inside out. Its contents spill forth unharmed, but the bag must be put right before it can be used again. Talks about breathing. extra dimensional spaces. I'm gonna say you just can't access it.
Okay.
That seems fair and reasonable, and thank you so much.
Okay, it is Reddit says temporarily disabled.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a nightmare thought. Thank you, Mayor.
Glad we resolved that.
So many nightmares come from the bag of holding.
Little Jeffrey deactivates, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said.
Yeah, he
He is-
did.
he is-
Yeah.
he's done.
He went limp in my arms or some depressing shit like that.
That is number one.
Kayla,
of what
were
happened.
you finished with your?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, no, I was fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the existential dread that my players, and especially Eva, just messaged me with halfway through the workday. I don't typically have my phone on, which means I could come back with like what if I do this? What are the implications of this?
I was like, that was not existential dread the last time.
That wasn't no, it wasn't. Too
Does my
existential.
mind link also go off? Because I think we decided
Yeah.
it's magic.
Yeah.
So Scarlett,
You're the Nexus, so.
Scarlett, the mind link poofs.
But it was only for an hour, so
It was
I
only
might have
for an
just
hour.
thought it timed out
But
probably.
we don't know how
But
long
you
it would
just
be
turned
though.
it on.
Yeah, I just turned it on though.
Oh,
It all
okay,
works
okay.
out. It all works out for me.
To be clear, Barbak
This is how Scarlett dies. The fire.
did tell us that he's going to send us to the dwarf. He sent us to the dwarves.
Anyhoozles. Thank you again, everybody. Thank you to this wonderful cast for joining me every week. Thank you to you in the audience. Thank you to those who were generous and able enough to tip. It's very much appreciated. Your viewership is appreciated, but also it's appreciated when you send us money sometimes. I'm not going to lie. If you do appreciate what we do here and you want to show that appreciation in financial ways, you can always use pally.gg. It's a wonderful tool that we use because Sword and Key doesn't break even just yet. We don't make a ton of money off of this. Eva and I are not profiting. We do this for the fun of it and because we get to play with cool people. So until we reach the time where we can actually pay out to our players, Pally is the tool that we have gone to. So it's always appreciated that you can kind of bypass that. Like if you do crits and bits and all that kind of stuff, not crits, but subscriptions and bits and all that, it's always appreciated. That helps us get closer, but we want to try to pay our players first and foremost. So I will say right off the bat, we have had some wonderful partnerships reach out to us recently. We'll talk about those here in just a second. But I will say, if you want to find all of Sword and Key stuff, you can do so at beacons.ai/Sword and Key. You can find all of our links for our socials there. That's Instagram, BlueSky, and Twitter, sword_and_key. You can find links to our affiliate ships and their discount codes. So not all of them have discount codes, but say you want to purchase something from Hit Point Press, really appreciate it if you use our link, because that actually helps us get the more affiliate ships later. You can also find links to podcasts like Monster Crush. That is a Sword and Key podcast. It's a podcast that I do, my friend LD, where we talk about different cryptids, creatures, and miscellaneous monsters from myth and how smoachable they are. We just had episode 90 come out, where we did a Dracula episode just in time for Halloween. So check that out wherever podcasts are found. Also taking a pause real quick on Sword and Key and talking about just myself. This Sunday, tomorrow, the 3rd at 8 a.m. Jeez, I'm glad I remember I need to get up. I will be over on Valdrian's channel, where I will be running a 5e game called Bones of the Colossus, which is an Eberron one-shot that I wrote. And we're going to be raising money for Extra Life over there. So it's the first time in, I think, like a year and a half I've been on somebody else's channel, maybe. I don't know. Probably less than that, but I don't often do it. But Val is a fantastic person. This is a great cause. We've got a great cast lined up for that as well. So check us out 8 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow on Valdrian's channel, which we will be rating Valdrian's tonight as well. Just in case you need to follow or sub now, I'd recommend it. Looking at the rest of our calendar on Monday, I should note tomorrow we don't have Humblewood because I'll be playing a game at 8 a.m. But Humblewood will perhaps be back on the 10th. We're coming up to the holidays. We're getting into schedule conflict time. So we'll get back to it. Keep an eye out. I will post when it is coming back. But until then, Journey to Book's End, which is the game that Mare runs, the Cypher game, plays on Mondays at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. So that will come back on the 4th. Gate Night, which is to date the only video game we stream here on Sword and Key, where LD, Shadow, and I play Baldur's Gate 3, streams at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesdays. Zenith, which is a 5e campaign run by one of my favorite GMs, Alex, is going to be 4:30 p.m. Pacific time on Thursdays. They will be taking Thanksgiving Day off. And then on the 8th, we have the Hack of Our Woodland Gods, 10 a.m. Pacific time on the 8th, run by Anik. That is a continuation of our NAMI charity campaign from October. So there's still time to donate to that. You can find that link on our beacons as well. All of our philanthropic endeavors, you can find everything there. So check that out. And then Horizons Call will plan to be back on every Saturday up until we tell you when it's not playing. I think we'll probably be taking the 30th off, but we'll be back next week, 3 p.m. Pacific time on the 9th. Other than that, those are our weekly games. We do have movie nights that are happening every other week. So our next one coming up here is on the 15th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. It's Friday. It is our monthly Ghibli watch, which we didn't really do one in October, but we did horror movies. We're watching The Secret World of Arrietty, the 2010 Ghibli movie. And let's see, the only other thing on our calendar that's out of the normal routine of things is the second part of Night of Fright. It's Night of Fright 2, Part 2, which is going to be 3 p.m. Pacific time on the 17th. That is a Sunday after Humblewood. Other than that, that's going to get us through November. We'll have more stuff coming up here soon because, like I said, we have had some fantastic game creators reach out to us, including Black Cats Gaming, which has reached out with Cursed Captains of Cthulhu, which, I mean, horror and ocean, faring, that's kind of what we do around here. We also got reached out to just yesterday, with a 5e module or a setting called Mice of Legend, where your characters get turned into little mice and they're tasked with perilous adventures. So we're going to check that out as well from Alchemical Press. So look out, because we'll probably be casting for both of those as we can feature those games. I believe that's it for us. Thank you so much for everybody who donated throughout the month of October for NAMI. We did an awesome job with that. We'll continue to do that as Night of Fright Part 2 and our Woodland Gods are both still in support of that. Happy Dia de los Muertos. It's Native American Heritage Month. What else am I forgetting? Diwali was yesterday. We're holidays. We're in holiday season for a variety of holidays. So I hope that your holiday season goes well. We will continue to be here putting out content and supporting y'all as best we can. So for all of us here, for all of us at Sword and Key, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for hanging out. Take care of yourselves and each other. Again, we'll be rating Valdranth tonight. And until next week, fair winds and following seas, brave mariners.